64, Way and Solic.
Look at this from Keith Way.
140.
Kicks us off with a ton 40.
Right out of the gate. Tight grouping, looked calm, cool as a cuke.
Start as you mean to continue.
100.
All right, good last start there from Jimmy.
Just a little note from the control room. We are now on YouTube. Thanks, fellas.
Just got the word that we are on YouTube now, so we'll get that out to everybody. And if you happen to be on YouTube, welcome and thanks for joining us. Glad we got that worked out. So welcome to everybody on PDC TV and now YouTube. We're here at event number 5, the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, part of weekend
44.
number 2 here outside Chicago on the 2023 Championship Dart Circuit.
So definitely two of the more methodical players, which I actually think will probably complement each other because of that. I actually like
100.
the action of Jimmy. He's sets himself, takes a minute. You see him stare down that target pretty intently.
43.
Good move down. You saw him glance over at the scoreboard. Game planning in real time.
Yep. Trying to again maximize his opportunity here. 82 when he returns.
56.
This would be for a break a throw as well in leg number 1.
Just outside. I can't tell if it's a 9 or a 14.
I think that's 14.
We'll see based on his choices.
Back the bullseye for a brick. Oh, just clicks the wire. So 78 for Jimmy to hold his throw here. You would expect to get at least one dart. Oh.
58.
Maybe not the double that he was planning for, but the chance is a chance.
Still had a double nonetheless.
Exactly.
2 8s for Keith Way to get us underway. Picks up leg 1
And
against the throw.
that's a huge break a throw straight off the bat. If he can hold here, he already has that 2-leg cushion that we talk about so often.
140.
And just like leg number 1, kicks leg 2 off with a ton 40. Jimmy was trying to do likewise. Comes away with 100.
Good for these players to gain some experience on a feature board. You know, with just how that whole thing feels about a little bit of isolation and some lights and some cameras, and it's all part of the game. And I think sometimes when we've got new players or players that you don't see as regular as others come in, that they're trying to impress, trying to look good, play good on the stream.
Yeah, to me it's a whole different animal because there's not even any noise. We've got sort of various
42.
noises and things out in the main floor that help distract, whereas here it's you, your opponent, and the board.
Thoughts.
85.
Yeah. So we seem to have a profile of the as these guys get settled, they're going to be in that 16, 17, 18 dart range.
See,
Get their feet under them, but that's what it's all about. It's about gaining experience. There's no way to one more for tops.
76.
Right on the wire. So Jimmy's miles behind.
I look at tops for Keith when he comes back in here in leg 2, and there's no substitute for for experience. So
You
Um,
can't, you can't practice your way into experience. You just have to, like you said before, put yourself in positions to get that, and then grasp those opportunities.
Check.
As Keith Way pins double 10 to go 2-0 up. This is where Jimmy's starting to think, I need to get a leg on the board here.
85.
You don't want to be sitting with nothing in that leg column much longer. Otherwise, you see this match start to slip away.
sure, build on that 85 though. Keith, didn't put up anything impressive. So Jimmy's got the throw, and this is exactly what he needs to do.
100.
You stayed there.
Stay right, stay as solid as that. Make Keith, force the issue. And as you said, if you can put up a leg, that takes a little
140.
pressure off, cuts the score line in half, and
Big ton 40 there from Keith, though. Puts him right back in this leg early on.
60.
Couldn't quite find the treble 20 with that
Unlucky.
last dart. You see that dart? If it's not in the treble 20 with Keith, it's dropping below and just making it awkward. He's stubborn and decides to stay there and force one in.
60.
see what Keith go 19s.
Good thinking.
42.
So Jimmy's got a chance.
Certainly want to come out with one good scoring triple.
Yeah, he needs to take a chunk out of
46.
that 196, but not to be.
Doesn't an absolute opportunity, right, for Keith.
Yeah, same thing.
95, 100.
He's found one treble.
81.
So 81. Leaves 110 if he gets a shot at it. See what Jimmy can do with the 150, but all he can do is bring it down.
In with a puncher's chance,
94.
110.
Just one treble, like we talk about a lot. Try and give himself a shot. Oh, he's on the wire, both of those. That's a tough visit. So 56 to open up his account here and win leg 3. 2 at tops. Not quite a marker.
60.
Can adjust. So Keith Way will be looking to give himself 2 at tops to extend his lead. Oh, 2 10s.
You pointed that out earlier. I saw the way that landed. I want to see if it gave him trouble, as you've been noticing, and it certainly did. He couldn't seem to get a clear look at tops.
Second dart.
Good
Check.
shot there from Jimmy. Yeah, it definitely was awkward, you could tell. But that's a good
Keith, your start.
settler for Jimmy, just to get a leg on the board and just let Keith know he's still here.
2-1. Take a crack at a break here. But at some point, Jimmy's got to string them together, find a little bit of a groove.
Yeah, he's sort of reliant on Keith's standard staying down and, being around this mark is about the only shot he has. But if Keith can put another 10 on that average,
100.
it'll put Jimmy under severe pressure because he needs to start scoring better.
Yeah, like best of 9 in some realms is not an extremely long format, but 9, 11, 13 here in North America.
140.
Yeah.
140 is a pretty long format. So, you need to, at some point in a match, string together a couple of legs, string together some scoring power, if you're going to be in the match at all.
Yeah, it would be very unusual for someone to win 5 legs throwing a 65 average. Something drastic would have had to happen to the opponent for that to
95.
happen. As Keith throws 3 tons in a row. Doesn't get much steadier than that.
100.
Make it 4. Jimmy needed a couple of trebles here to pressurize. So 101 after 12 darts. It's the textbook leg if he could take this 101 out. And he's going to get a shot at it. Single 1 for tops.
81.
That was for a 15 darter. So the big 1.
Talk about a
6-4.
kickstart. 164 would do it. Not going to happen.
60.
2 10s for a 3-1 lead. And
First
pins
dart.
it first dart. So a 16 dart hold a through. Keith
Nice,
Way.
solid, methodical leg from Keith Way. Just ton. A big night on the All-Star sheet and league darts.
45.
Tuesday nights. Only 45 from Jimmy kicking off leg 5 here. Keith's hunting down those trebles, but slides across into the 5. His average does creep up into the 80 mark though, which is ominous for
100.
Jimmy. Like we said, he needs to put at least 10, 15 on that average if he's looking to
100.
win this match. Does find the trouble with the last one. Try to give himself a bit of breathing room in a leg that he has to hold.
22.
And 22 will be music to his ears.
Big opportunity
has to
now for Jimmy.
capitalize.
Yep.
Switching down the
97.
board, so 97. Keith way back there and 299 after 9 darts.
100.
6 darts for Jimmy. Take this 174 out. He's just gonna try and set it up. It's a good steady round. Let's see if Keith can take how big a chunk out of the 199 and see if he can get a shot. Back upstairs.
40.
He slid into the 1, so 76.
What? Double 8.
Second dart.
He
check.
reduces his arrears to 1 leg with a nice 76 2-dart combo there.
That's got to feel good.
Yep.
Nice
He's-
tidy little combo. A hold.
It looks like Keith's tightened up a little bit, and Jimmy's just sticking around, just making things difficult for Keith Way.
140.
Great 140. Be hoping to try and carve out a break opportunity in this leg, and we'd be back on terms.
100.
Keith the ton machine Way back into the ton groove.
Another one for Solic.
35.
Beautiful darts.
Solid
there.
back-to-back.
Like we said, he's making the
Turn
push
for
for that.
Solic. Absolutely. Yeah, Jimmy's now. Yeah, Jimmy's making a move here to tie this match up.
And a 40 from Keith Way. He's back in the treble again.
81.
Slides into the 1 with that last start, but on 145 after 9. against throw. You see Keith's starting to talk to himself. He's trying to force it a little too much, perhaps. And Jimmy's got 6 darts for that break that we talked about, but that's not
77.
the approach.
Yes, the admonishment was proper for the first 2. He fixed it on that third, but
Yeah, that was
much too big of a spot to have those darts like that.
a clutch treble 19, but he's got a chance here. He's sitting on 68 after 12 darts and 2 4s. Oh no! He slid into the double 18 and busts. So 137 for Keith Way to get out of jail in this leg.
Score. 80 remaining.
80. Tops, not quite.
97.
So tick 2 on this 68 after a beautiful first start in the previous visit. 48 left. Gonna get a shot at double 16.
36.
And just outside. So Keith Way in a leg that looked like he had lost. Not quite a blocker. Not quite a marker. And does not find the target.
This must go for Jimmy.
Another chance.
Right?
This
the
is to level us up
First
at 3-3.
start.
And does. You see Keith in the background there shaking his head.
Absolutely, right? Because you talked about it early. How these matches can ebb and flow, can turn on a dime. Like Jimmy busts there. It seems he's in no man's land. Keith is going to take that out. 4-2. No, boom. First dart, he looks golden. We're tied at 3.
Yep. And Jimmy's put about 8 on his average. And Keith's coming down by about 4 or 5. And now they're in a similar average bracket at this point.
100.
Good last start there from Keith. Right now, this match could go either way. And essentially, we're down to a
96.
best of 3 situation.
Everything else has been a warm-up. No, but be fine with us. 6 darts, 6 legs to warm up, lads. Go ahead and now give us, 97 averages for best of 3. Go ahead, have at it.
The one thing that's encouraging for Jimmy is starting to find that treble
125.
with quite a bit more regularity, which is not something that Keith wants to hear.
Impressed with that first dart he was.
A little nod of approval.
100.
You can see this match is starting to wear on Keith a little bit. Lots of head shaking, sort of looking off into the distance, trying to find some sort of inspiration.
Do you think at some point, I'm trying to think back to the scoreline, but there was a point where you think Keith thought, I got him, I have him. So now he's getting a little we're still working at this?
I absolutely think that probably around leg 4, when he was 3-1 up, he was probably thinking there was only one winner, and the averages suggested that was the case, but you gotta give Jimmy credit for his battling qualities here. He's stuck at it.
122.
Checking to see. He hit a 1-2-2 with 130 left. That's a close to busting, but good setup. And Keith Way back there on 214. 2 4s to go ahead for the first time in this match.
Look at that. Jimmy Solic takes a 4-3 advantage. And we just took a left turn. Somebody hit a wrong button. And there we go. Pardon us, folks. We'll have that straightened out in just a second. So 4-3. Solic looking, if he breaks, he's got to win.
We're now in a must-win leg situation
If you
for
thought
Keith
Keith
Way.
was sweating before.
Yeah. He needs to really find his scoring boots and is doing so.
40.
Great ton 40 there from Keith. So the tables have turned a little bit, and Jimmy,
70.
you would have to say, is now favourite for the match here. Unless, of course, Keith can somehow find a hold and then a break. And we're seeing the treble 19 come into play here.
133.
Found some life down in the 19s, and thank you for pointing that out. Jimmy sitting with that
Insurance policy.
last leg start.
41.
Just 41 there from Keith Way. So big treble visit. And Keith sitting on a bogey. Not to be, though.
54.
So Keith Way, with that turn from Jimmy, actually has a crack at 6 darts at 159. He squares away the 59 to leave a ton. See what pressure it's going to be under. Oh, slides over into 1. So 80, very doable ton. Keith Way. We might see him go tops if he doesn't hit the treble 20 here. Yes, he did. That was the smart thing to do
60.
with the way that first dart was sitting. So 106 to win the match.
With Way on 40. Treble 18. Not going to do it. Let's see if he can pressurize
98.
double top, and that does it. So both on a 1 darter. Let's see if Jimmy can put a little pressure on Keith. Third dart.
Oh
Just
no.
inside the wire. So
This is for the match.
2 4s. Jimmy Solic.
First start.
And does pin it with that.
Jimmy
First
Solic
dart.
takes that last 64 match 5 legs to 3. And as you see, walking off there, I want to just acknowledge our CDC scorekeepers for the weekend. That was Tom Ottaviano, joined by Kevin Wilkeson and Sally Kelly. So those are the great faces that you'll see up there keeping score all weekend, and calling out some scores and keeping the Dart Connect up to date. So we want to thank those folks for the weekend. So we just saw Solic play Way. Jimmy got past him there, came back, was down most of the match, advances 5-3. Coming up next, things get hot, Mark, here. We move into the last 32. We're going to see Jeff Springer take on Elliott Milk. So you're not going to want to miss that, folks. We're going to step away for a commercial break, but we'll be back with Springer and Elliott. We'll be right back with more from the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, event number 5 on the 2023 Championship Dart Circuit.
the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
So you want to get into darts, but you're not sure how. We can definitely help with that. We're A to Z darts.com, and we've been a darts specialty store for over 30 years. We have the greatest variety of darts in the country. But don't worry, we can narrow down that selection for you, whether you're a complete beginner or a full-on expert. We developed our own Colonial brand to offer an inexpensive line of darts, dartboards, and accessories, so you can get into the game without breaking the bank. Join our amazing community by going to azdarts.com.
Welcome back to the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, live from Chicago. Welcome back to the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, live from Chicago.
Welcome back, everybody. Anthony Eugenie and Mark Taggart, and we are now coming down the stretch as we move into the last 32 with Springer and Elliott Milk. We see these two guys warming up here. Should be a cracker. Mark, I misspoke a little bit. I just want to clarify for those watching along and might be looking at Dark Connect. The Keith Way Jimmy Solic was actually last 32. So I had just a little piece of misinformation there in our production group. So my apologies for that out there, anybody who was following around, because I see Solic is out there now taking on Gary Mawson on the board final, if I'm not mistaken.
What a nice reward for being so resilient.
Isn't it, right? It's you get a slap in the
Keith
face
Way.
around here. There's really no appreciation for any hard work. Goodness gracious. So anything anything jump out at you there? Like in the bracket, you know, what's going on out there while we've got I see we're waiting for a scorekeeper and such.
Yeah, as far as these two gentlemen, they got through their round one matches. Milk won 5-1. Springer won a last leg decider. So he's getting his money's worth on the dartboard today. Jeff Springer, but got through to that. We've already seen Jeff on this stream twice, I believe.
We'll take a look at our little.
We know it was at least once
we've got
when he
our
had
results.
that.
Yeah, we saw him.
Awesome.
Alex Spellman.
Spellman and lowby, no less.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's got a bit of familiarity with the setup, like we've talked about. Elliott Milk, first time seeing him on the stream so far this weekend. But this could prove to be another classic that Jeff Springer's involved in on the stream today.
25.
We know the pedigree that Elliott Milk brings.
Absolutely, yeah. And as you say, you know, Jeff is going to bring his side of the bargain to a match. He's going to give you one thing, so it's a matter of who his opponent is. And yeah, Elliott is certainly, I was going to say deliver, but the milkman delivers. Good to see Elliott here competing this year in 2023. Elliott has sort of flirted around, is the best way to put it, with his, you know, competing on the CDC circuit. He's won a tour card in the past and not utilized for various reasons. But we want the best of the best competing on the championship dart circuit. So to have Mr. Milk in the mix, it's a good thing in my opinion.
Absolutely. Him and I spent some time together last night, and we were chatting about, you know, commitments and trying to get to certain events. And, you know, one of the things that he said was, and you and I can relate to this, is real life gets in the way sometimes, you know, work and family and children and all that sort of stuff. But he's excited and intrigued and wants to be at these CDC events because he knows the rewards are there. And to your point, you know, having Elliott Milk in the room lifts the overall level
Without a
of
doubt.
competition in an already tough room full of killers.
100.
Puts his hat in the ring too.
We want great dart players and soon to be great dart players on the championship dart circuit. We want the best of the best.
So
81.
Milk gets us underway here in a still race to 5
62.
after a good first start. Slides into the 1. So we'll see how Jeff settles back in
140.
and look no further than a ton 40 in his second visit to the board.
140.
Great follow-up there from Elliott Milk. Responds in kind with his own ton 40.
Elliott just narrowly missed out on an appearance himself at
76.
the at MSG in the qualifiers. Came down to an order of merit tiebreaker, and Jake McMillan just got him
22.
on differential.
Yeah, that came right down to the wire. Pardon the pun.
That was in our first weekend in Indianapolis. We held some qualifiers for the U.S. Masters, and
That's a 180 there from Jeff Springer in just his 4th visit. Leaves himself on 24 after 12 darts.
60.
He's blew the
Jeff,
doors
you're
off this
24.
first leg, and a break is looking very much like a possibility here.
2 6s.
Game shot in the first leg. Jeff Springer.
As you
Second
said,
leg is
14
Jeff for
darts.
first.
Takes first leg from
Game
Milk.
We've seen Jeff hit multiple 180s today on this stream.
134.
His scoring definitely is up there with the best of them today. As he kicks this leg off with a 134.
59.
Only 59 from Elliott.
Take a look to see. I'm going to check the Dart Connect leaderboard for see what he hit earlier in the day, and
84. $140.
Nice ton 40 there from Elliott Milk, just to give him in touch, keep him in touch and distance with Jeff, in a leg that he would love to try and break back immediately if he got the
95.
opportunity to.
Spot on there, Mr. Taggart. In the first event today, Springer was tied with Jake McMillan for the most 180s with 14 earlier today. So
Not surprised.
missing anything from his previous round. That was his 15th
140.
of the day. So some
he
good scoring power.
Wallops in a ton 40 there to get himself down to 48 after 12.
100.
This
Jeff,
is
you
gonna
require
prove,
48.
A tough act to live with here if Jeff's scoring continues like this.
$16. Elliott, you require 144.
No success there on the outer ring. So a 144 opportunity for Elliott, not to be.
58. Jeff, you require 32.
2 16s for a 2-0 lead. Consolidate that brick. Is he going to give
Game shot in the second
a
leg.
chance?
Jeff
And the
Springer.
answer is no.
Third leg
Jeff
is
Springer
Elliott.
holds in the second leg
on.
here in the last 32 contest.
You see Jeff in the background there.
35.
Just sort of stay the course. Things are going well. Don't overthink this.
You know, whatever dart gods he's praying to, they're certainly obliging in the scoring today, that's for sure.
97.
Yeah, whatever offerings he's put up, they're taking. The dart gods have been kind to Springer today.
58.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The hours that he's putting in the practice board, and like we talked about, his willingness to travel and compete, and he's
41.
adding that experience to already, the natural talent that he had, and he's making it very difficult for his opponents, as we've seen multiple times, and this is no different.
60.
You see Elliott getting a little frustrated with his own scoring, even though he's got a decent enough lead in this leg, but that could flip on a dime if this man
45.
goes into 180 mode.
$81.
Good last start there.
Nice recovery, but just uncomfortable looking darts from Elliott.
Yeah. Here we go.
140.
Big ton 40. Keeps him on the shoulder of Elliott Milk.
$75.
Brings the bull into play. Smart dart there, actually, to leave 132.
$96. Elliott, you require 132.
Important last dart to try and put some pressure on Elliott's 132. So does he stay there?
He's going to get a
Tops.
shot at this.
Big tops it is.
Elliott Milk.
Massive 132 checkout from Elliott Milk.
Game on.
See if that's the spark that ignites a wildfire.
We saw a tiny little fist pump and an acknowledgement from Jeff Springer
60.
in a really good 132 for Elliott to open up his account here.
60.
It sort of came from nowhere. Because like you said, some of the darts that he's thrown so far haven't looked that comfortable.
No, his first
But-
darts were sort of landing into fives in even like a sideways fashion. They didn't look right. He wasn't happy with them, but then just sure enough, a 132 comes off smooth as silk.
Yep.
97.
He looked good for that tops as well once he pinned the treble 14.
There wasn't a lot of movement. He went that bull. He turned. He pivoted. He hit that treble 14, and he was off.
Yep. Let's see if that gives him the
41.
impetus that he needs here. I think he still needs to put probably
He
another
needs, yeah, he
10 on
just
his
can't,
average.
He just can't put together those couple of ton 40s that you just have to do.
Yep. Especially with this scoring machine that he's playing against.
57.
Having said that, this is the perfect leg to even this matchup. If you're Elliott Milk, this is a big opportunity. Get that
60.
brick back. Squares up. He's stolen the darts effectively here.
60.
Cannot find a treble. So you would feel this is a big chance for Milk to
57.
try and capitalize on.
Absolutely. If Springer sort of gives him back, if Springer can't put in a 140 here,
81.
81 keeps him still out of scoring range. So as you said, it's even though it's Springer's throw, if Milk puts in an 85 or 100.
97.
All right.
Good last start.
Keeps him interested. And he get a look at 87 when he comes back, because Jeff's sitting on 180.
40.
And
Elliott
only
required
40 scored,
87.
so
Tie us up.
a gilt-edged chance here.
Double 18.
Game shot in the fourth leg.
Great
Elliott
two-dart
Milk.
combo there.
So
From Elliott Milk.
we've seen, sort of uncomfortable darts. We've seen,
Game on.
lack of scoring, but yet about as crisp as you can get when he gets a chance to look at a double and a combination too, which I know somehow, some way eases players, right? When they have a combination, it just sort of, they don't think, it takes away the thinking, they just feel it and it goes.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Folks have 3 clear at a double
58.
versus if they pin that whatever dart and then automatic into the double of choice. There's a very different feeling.
See,
To that.
there's that first dart again that just, I've
85.
not seen Elliott enough on camera based on his participation in CDCs, but I know for a fact that he's got the chops based on I know what results he'll get. He'll win, this event and that event and, this national and that national. So, I know they go in for him, but I've yet to see sort of that
85.
first dart that looks like that great marker that like, oh, there's your sign that when that lands in the right, you know what, on cue, that is a dart that looks like when it lands right there, it's going to have company like it just did. That's the first dart that I've seen so far in 4.5 legs that look like that.
Yeah, I would agree. But if it
28.
clicks, he's living with Springer here, and it hasn't clicked, and Jeff's definitely starting to struggle here now. So the tide could be turning in this match,
41.
even early on. Milk's got a commanding lead in this leg,
81.
so
A clear 100 will work for Milk.
if he can keep these in the 20 segment and stumble across a
58.
treble,
See,
clearly
I
a
like
blocker.
that first dart. He just made, I guess some players don't like it if it's above or below.
123.
Big one,
There's
2,
your
3.
there's your man filling it up.
We held our breath in anticipation of that being another max, but not quite. He needed that treble 18 to give him a shot at bullseye. So Springer's going to get a shot
90.
at the 126.
Jeff, you require
Good choice on that and good
126.
execution from Elliott on that third dart. So
You can
sitting at a tidy 32.
you can tell he knows his way around a dartboard. His math is really, really good.
58.
Like how he set up that
Elliott
132
required
as well
32.
earlier with the setup shot.
Game shot in the fifth leg.
First dart, so Elliott continues to look good
Sixth
on
leg
his
is Jeff
doubles.
for first.
He's perfect. That's 3 for 3.
3 for 3. And he takes a 3-2 lead, and this is still, we're still in the realm of first to 5. So Elliott is more than halfway home.
I think we're starting to see sort of the first signs of
60.
strain on Springer. You see him shaking his head in the background, and
140.
good ton 40 there. And this is his throw, so he would be looking to hold to tie us up 3-3.
60.
Back-to-back 60s from Elliott.
66.
Oh no,
I wonder
after
how
such
much-
a good first start.
Wonder how much history these two guys have. They're not exactly in the same neighborhood. 2 out of 3.
140.
Right over the top for Milk, but it's starting to, it's coming. It's smoother. It's more concise for Elliott. So
Yeah.
I mean, you touched on something that could be a scary phrase. You're like it's not
45.
connecting yet, but yet he's right in there.
Yeah.
It was 2-2, and he's in the match. So where could he take off to if everything starts
100.
clicking?
Exactly. And his average has crept above Springer's now at this point too. It's touching 80. These are good darts here.
133.
Really good leave
Elliott
there
required
from Springer.
141.
Fantastic turn and just a smart way to
Oh,
go.
let's see what Milk's got. 81 left. Oh, not quite.
62.
109.
Good third dart, as you said. He's used that board in a good, smart fashion.
So Springer needs to take this. He
Squeaky
can't
bum
afford.
time.
Game shot in the 60s.
There it is.
Big response from Springer
Yeah,
to
he
tie
couldn't-
us up. And boy, oh boy, if that third one doesn't go in, he's in a perilous spot.
Yep. Yeah, he couldn't invite Elliott Milk back to the board there. Sitting on a one darter. But he did his job. Tied it up. And like our previous match, we're now in a best of 3 again.
60.
These guys with this 6-dart warm-up. Boy, oh boy.
6 leg warm up.
6 legs, yeah. 6-leg warm-up.
41. $60.
Not quite finding the treble 19 there.
$140.
Big ton 40 from Elliott Milk to get him some breathing space in leg number 7.
11
And
score.
slides into that
Unlucky.
treble 1.
$140.
Back-to-back ton 40s.
Good leg from Milk here in leg 7.
Yeah, he's opened up almost a 300-point cushion.
150.
There's those treble 19s we talked
required
about,
80.
Springer.
One more for tops.
Game shot in the
And
seventh leg.
another double.
4 for 4 for Elliott
Eighth
Milk.
leg is Jeff to throw first. Game on.
He's been deadly on that outer ring so far. Jeff was way back on 225, but regardless, to pin that 80 in that fashion just piles even more pressure on Springer.
41.
41 will not put that much pressure on Springer, however.
40.
See
So
that?
Milk has that, back pocket thing. He's got the throw if we go to a decider, but he's looking to shut
60.
things down here, and Springer's got his work cut out for him.
What Jeff needs to be thinking is just hold my throw.
100.
Hold my throw, force it to the last leg decider, and like we said before, make Elliott serve it out.
60.
And most of these guys in this room will be, comfortable in their abilities in a one leg shootout, right?
Especially the way Jeff Springer's been
76.
scoring. If he could put a couple of those visits together in the last leg, makes a break possible.
100.
Steady ton there from Elliott. Keeps him interested.
99.
So a big turn here from Elliott Milk would put a ton of pressure on the 127.
60.
Not going to be. So
Jeff,
6
you require
darts
127.
for Jeff Springer to level us up. Wants to try and find a big treble
55.
and does not. So
Do it. So up to Milk to force the issue with a 3-figure score.
needs a treble.
60.
Doesn't get there, so pull those down a little bit. 72.
One more. Tops.
Oh.
52.
Shanghai to win the match.
120.
Elliott Milk. It's been deadly on doubles so far. If he can find a treble and has done.
Single for tops
Tops.
to win the match.
Oh!
First missed double.
Jeff, you require 20.
At the moment, he misses his first shot at double, and it was an attempt for the match. He slides inside. 2 5s. He's also inside, so a reprieve.
15.
Uh-oh.
Elliott,
Let's
you
see
require
how Milk
40.
responds to. We've seen him hit those combinations. Double 10.
Game
And he
shot
gets there.
And the match.
Puts it in
Last-
third dart, kind of bruises the out efficiency, but nonetheless, that's secondary conversations. First and foremost is a W in a last 32. So we see Elliott Milk advance to the last 16 here at the Winmau 180 Extravaganza. So we've got Milk 5, Springer 3. So we're going to break the fourth wall a little bit here, talk straight to production, and we're also trying to get to see if we've got a match lined up next. Let's see here. Our floor manager, Jeff Good, is messaging us. Give us, Mark, if you will, for the people at home while I get this straightened out. Let's just give us an update. Where are we in the bracket? And see if there's anything available to us, or just let the
Absolutely.
people know who's around, and then we'll see. We may have to take a break,
Yeah, well, this is one.
and I'll pull up
Ryan-
the matches on the floor, and we'll see who's underway. We can match them up.
So Ryan Vanderwhite went through another last leg decider. He beat Jacob Taylor 5-4. His reward is actually Elliott Milk in the next round, who we saw just knock out Jeff Springer. He beat him 5-3.
Okay.
JT Davis continues his run on a last leg decider, beating Chuck Pulio, and has set up a mouth-watering tie against Danny Lowby.
And actually, I'm seeing. That's why I wanted to see results. I think Lowby actually advanced through that. I see him. So if you scroll over,
Oh, there it is.
okay. So Lowby's sort of just sitting and waiting for that.
Lowby's officially in the quarterfinals
Yep.
at this
So
point.
he's waiting. Right. He'll get the winner of Vanderwhite Milk.
Alex Spellman continues. He beat David Fathom 6-3. Jacob Warmack beat Jules Van Dongen
Okay.
and is now playing Jim Long.
All right. Big.
So the winner of
match
Long
there.
Womack will play
And-
Alex Spellman.
And looks like the results coming through is Jim Long looked at that. Let's see. It looks like we are going to get a match. You should get to that more towards the bottom. It looks like we're going to get Butler and Cameron in a last 16. So just keep the folks.
Gary
they're-
Lawson
Yep, they're
dispatched.
looking out at the floor. They see Spellman and Gates out there. So let's see what we've got.
So Gary Mawson beat Jimmy Slovak
Okay.
6-1. David Cameron beat Steve Warnock and set up a date with Larry Butler, who beat Hosey Hicks 6-1.
Yep, Hosey Hicks, player from the South.
So Cameron Butler,
Yeah, is that the
bottom part
that's
of the
the
bracket.
bottom, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a 16. All
And
right.
then we've got Bordeaux and Leonard Gates.
As you can see, folks, that's a peek out onto the tournament floor. That's the match that you're looking at there. Sylvain
The winner of that will
Bordeaux.
play Gary Mawson, who's
okay.
there.
Commiserating with Solic, and it's always a good spot when the guy that beat you wants to talk to you for 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jimmy doesn't
That's
look
Ryan.
like he's trying to run away too quickly.
no,
Ryan's over there practicing.
You know what? In all fairness, that was a slight kid. A player of Jimmy Solic's like pedigree and time frame in darts. You take any chance you can get to talk to Gary Mawson for a couple of minutes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm sure he's soaking all this in. See Alex Spellman in the background there, throwing a couple. We see Ryan Vander White at the very far end, doing some practice as he gets ready for his match against Elliott Milk.
All right, I'm trying to see if we're close to a game or they want us to take a break. Oh, let's see who's out there. So the only match underway right there we see. Yep, Gates is up 3-0, and as you said, right, Spellman, Vander White down there. Where's that Spellman Vander White in the?
So Vander White's
White got
playing
through.
Milk.
So they're just Spellman's sitting around. Oh, okay.
Spellman's got Jim Long.
Spellman's got Jim Long.
Looks like
so
Jim
he's
Long
over there warming up
Yeah,
a bit.
Jim Long got the better of Jacob Warmack 6-1.
So let's see. Somebody give me an answer in the production chat, or Mr. I read in my ear. Are we going to stick around for are the players over at the main event board, at the feature board, throwing it all? If not,
They are actually. They're getting here, getting ready.
All right. We've got the word from the man in my ear, Mr. Ryreed. So we've got players. So me and Taggart have never been accused of being short on words. So we're going to keep chatting. So we'll stick around. We won't go to a break. And
Do you know who we have?
We have Larry Butler and David Cameron. Beautiful graphic down there coming up. A last 16. Match number 5. So again, I giggle as I say it that we've got new faces for the day, but certainly not new faces for the fans out there. But we got a lot of great players out in the tournament, so it's always a tall task to get everybody FaceTime. But these two guys. And let's see. So if it's a 16, that now moves up to best of 11. Yep, the graphic in front of me tells me that. So just read what my team has given me. Obviously, Larry Butler, I don't think I need to introduce him at all. Also don't need to introduce David Cameron. I'll give you, some particulars. Let's see how much let's give you CDC related stuff. We know, obviously, Butler is, 94 match play champion, and Cameron is your senior, what was he? We never got it right. Senior Masters, right? Yeah, senior Masters winner. Let's see, give you a little CDC history. Mrs. Butler's going to be happy that I'm going to the CDC history, and I'll tell you why. Mr. Larry Butler overall is 9-1 in CDC circuit event finals.
Wow.
So you do well if Larry makes a final to put a couple of shekels on it. So Larry's got a pretty darn good record if he gets to the final. He's also at the inaugural Continental Cup winner. And now let's see what kind of pieces of tidbits do I have on Mr. Cameron. Mr. Cameron, in his own right, he's won 5. He's 5-1 in CDC circuit events. So big on the plus side for David. So as well, if he gets there, chances are he's going to take it home. He's also a CDC match play winner, 2019. Hoisted that match play in Nashville. So should be a good one.
Notice our feature board, Jeff Springer could not escape his duties of scoring and is now our scorekeeper for this one on the featured board.
Yeah, not a CDC. Yeah, sometimes we press the players into if something's going on and we need everybody. But down the home stretch in the semis and finals, we'll always have a CDC person in there. But, yep, poor Jeff Springer. Oh, they're going to hand him a microphone, too.
Who knows? Maybe he volunteered.
Knowing Jeff, he might have actually.
Yeah.
I don't know about the microphone part, but hey, maybe that's, maybe he's looking to be a lounge singer. But I think if I was playing, that might be my breaking point. I'd be like, listen, I'll keep score, but I'm not saying a beep.
I'll push buttons, but
exactly, I'll push some buttons, but all right. So here we go. This is match 5. So I would anticipate, we've got a scheduled break after this, and then we'll kind of get the whole bracket set up and get things all lined up for the home stretch. Don't forget about, we've got more events coming up. The CDC Summer Series, the match play and the Congressional coming up. Those are open to the public. Limited space available, so don't miss out on those events. In Nashville and Herndon, Virginia, if you want to go check that out. Plus, we've got 2 weekends apiece on our youth tour. Is that one in? Just short, 140 for Excalibur. So quickly, I'll shill one more time. Go check out champdarts.com, and you'll be able to get information on the upcoming Junior weekend, Evolution weekend, and the remaining slate of Summer Series events.
Nice openers from both Larry and David Cameron here, both fighting the treble. This could be a classic here on the stream.
I'd hazard a guess this one won't disappoint.
I would probably have to agree with you. Both men look super relaxed, though, and like you said, it's the first time they've been on the stream today. Neither of them came on the stream for event number 4. So, what a matchup. With the reward being play Gary Mawson or Leonard Gates for the winner.
Can't beat that.
So
that's like a prize in the Cracker Jack box. And no surprise to a lot of folks that know, that have seen Cameron perform really well, not only in those seniors, but, him and his friend, the Wasp, at the Alley Pally, good performances. So it'll be no surprise that, as I talked, that he's got 5, overall wins on a CDC circuit. He got 3 of them last year. You know what I mean? So it's in terms of, he's really hitting some peak performance in the last 18 to 24 months.
Yeah, I was chatting with him earlier today, and just personally, he's got lots of things that have got him satisfied and in a good place. He's got a ton of flexibility with work, which means that piece of pressure is off your back. He can focus on darts.
And he focused on that double 10 and opens things up with a hole to throw. So 1-0 Cameron, sir.
Yeah, he's in a really good place. He's enjoying traveling over. He's heading back over to the UK in a couple of weeks' time. He's going to participate in some of the seniors events plus Modus as well. So like what we talked about with Danny Lowby, taking those opportunities, getting involved in all the different things that are out there that folks can take advantage of.
Absolutely. I just, as you know, as you're talking about the seniors, I remember I was going to sort of bring us back to that conversation as well as you did. About these opportunities. And seniors has been a real great opportunity for North American players. We've seen Gates lift a couple of titles. Mr. Cameron himself, Larry Butler has participated in some.
Yep.
John Part. So another good avenue for players overall, and North American players in particular.
Yeah, some of those English pounds coming across the pond.
They don't hurt.
Slides into that treble 7 with the last dart as he was looking to set up his finish. But he's down to 2-15 after 9. This would be a break of throw for Cameron after holding his throw in the first one.
With a smooth glance over, just mid-throw, he right to the scoreboard, right back on. That's just experience. I love that.
It is. And you saw the grimace when he comes away trebles. So only 40 for Larry Butler. He's inviting this break right now. But no trebles there from Cameron. So let's see what Larry can do with this 146. So 70 left. Great setup shot from Larry Butler. Cameron will be looking to try and get at least one dart.
20 for bull.
Back to the
bullseye.
Not there. So Larry.
But I like that choice. I like that route on
Me
95.
too. Me too. Trying to give yourself one opportunity. Double 10. Larry Butler, double 10, levels us up.
Yep, they exchange double 10s.
Staves off the break opportunity that was threatened there by David Cameron.
So we'll give Larry, lest anyone think that all those 9 wins that I said that Larry have are all archival. And in the olden days, Larry Butler last year raised the Event 9 trophy in Indianapolis. So Mr. Butler's still got some tank in the tank.
Good opening from both gentlemen here in leg 3. 139 and a 140 respectively. Let's see what Larry's got as his second visit. Another big ton 40.
Back-to-back 140s to open up leg 3.
He's trying to force a break of his own here in this third leg. So Larry's stolen the darts. He's going to be first to a finish, you would imagine. Great setup shot from Larry Butler. What a scoring leg against throw. 2 ton 40s, 131 to leave 90 after 9 darts. And Cameron's not going anywhere.
Ooh, 140 of his own. Double top. 2 10s.
Oh. Sort of snatched at that last dart a little bit. So Cameron, he's only going to get one shot here. It's going to be a 32. Not to be. So break opportunity again for Larry Butler. Double 5 and pins double 5 right on the left hand side.
So I see something to talk about in there. People talk about like in 01 there's no, I don't know whether it be offense or I guess defense, where you can play some defense and change your opponent's game, right? But I think Cameron did just that. Even though Larry came out with that. Larry's got 90 left. Cameron's on 202. Cameron hits 40, 60, like not the 140 hit. Now Butler's going to look at that 90 completely different, right? He might go after the triple 18 if he wants. Maybe he's got a little space. But Cameron puts in the 140 to sit on 62. So I thought Larry was going to go 20-20 for the bull. He hit the double bull. But I'm saying, like, that's an example right there of he changed what Larry might have done otherwise with a big score.
For sure. Good last start there from Larry to continue his treble hitting in this leg. Yeah, Cameron needed 2 to try and force the issue. So, still advantage Larry here in leg 4. But if Cameron could take a big chunk out of this 2-4-2, he becomes favorite in the leg. So 98, 144 when he returns. How much pressure is it going to be under? He needs
It's a
2
little bit of
trebles.
pressure.
So Larry's coming back to the board for 82 to take a 3-1 lead against David Cameron.
Start on the bull. Down to 17s. Up to tops.
Not to be.
Felt that was going to go in.
So Cameron, this would level us up at 2-2. Change the whole complexion of this match.
Gets the break back.
Beautiful 2-dart finish there from David Cameron. And Larry knows there was a chance there, but we're back 2 apiece. Great shot there from David Cameron. A 177 to open us up in leg 5. So after that break, he's looking to consolidate and hold his throw and take the lead back from Larry Butler. That's 6 perfect darts. Or not, because it's a ton 40. He teases.
Just a bit shy.
He teases. Oh, that must have been right on the wire. Oh, that looked good. But Cameron's finding this treble now with alarming regularity. And almost 300 points ahead of Larry in this leg.
Did I misspeak again? Or was I given the wrong info? I've got this down as a last 16.
84, 2 darts, 3-2 lead for David Cameron. Hold of throw after the break.
Amazing leg.
And this match takes another twist. But look at this from Larry. Big ton 40 there to kick off leg 6.
All right. And my apologies. It's staring me in the face.
And he switched again. He was looking for another 177.
Oh, this is a quarterfinal.
Back-to-back ton 40s. Scoring leg of the highest order, and it's not relenting.
We have just taken off.
That treble 20 is taking a pasting here in leg number 6. So 122 for Larry to tie us up again. Not to be. Cameron's going to get a look. at this ton 40 as Larry throws a lot of shoulder in that last one and ends up in the treble 1. He's going to get another visit to the board though. See if he can take out this 95 in this race to 6. Oh. After a beautiful treble 19, falls in to the single. So tops for Cameron. Big dart from David Cameron to take a 2-leg advantage.
A massive moment.
Huge. Larry had 2 darts at double 19 to level us up at 3-all. Doesn't take it. David Cameron obliges and pins the double top for a 4-2 lead. That's a bit of a heartbreaker for Larry, and such a good leg that he was scored in. But kicks off beautifully in this leg as well. The 137. So 10 points difference, give or take, in the averages. And it does feel a lot tighter than that.
Oh, it absolutely does. But you could feel that both of them have increased their scoring power. They've sort of matched each other, and what a fun match so far.
They've needed to.
As we said at the outset, these two would not disappoint. One might be disappointed when the dust settles, but they will not disappoint from an entertainment standpoint.
Absolutely. It's a good last start there from Larry. He's stolen the darts away from David Cameron in this leg, and realistically, Larry's looking to try and stop that momentum. Claw a break back, and then look to consolidate. Big last start. Sets himself up on 40 after 12 against the throw. Beautiful leg of darts so far from Larry Butler. So for a 13 dart break, can he use it? Adjusts
Big
to the
spot
right.
back by Larry Butler.
Each of these players throwing haymakers at each other. This present minute.
Just what we needed. That's a 180 for the Eagle, Larry Butler.
So if 140 and 139 weren't enough to kick off, Larry says, let me show you this one. I've got a max to kick off leg number 8.
Sit right down there, boy, and I'll show you how it's done.
Oh. He's
He was in
disgusted
Europe.
with that one.
Boo! They'd be whistling at him, right?
When he hit that one, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. He probably heard it in his head. Look at this from Cameron. Big 180 from David Cameron to
That's
respond.
a 180 from Excalibur David Cameron.
He responds to Larry's 1080 in the same leg with one of his own.
84.
Good last start there from Larry. Only 42 for Cameron, so Larry in the driver's seat in this leg.
96.
We need a big visit from Cameron if he's going to put pressure on the 96. He's trying to see if he can force his way through, do some quick math, and at least try and leave yourself a finish if you get a chance.
95.
Oh, big dart there. Forces it over the top. So Larry Butler 101. 81 remain.
Double 18.
Big dart from Larry Butler to level us back up.
101 for Mr. Butler. breaks and holds, and we're all knotted at 4. So here we are again, 2 out of 3.
The race to 6 is here, but our best of 3s just won't go away.
We're in the 90s.
96.
There's been some clutch darts from both these players so far in
Now,
this
don't
match.
you wish, if you are an American dart fan, you could sit right back right now and have had a couple of bucks on this match? Wouldn't that be pretty darn awesome?
What have you got in mind?
Well, I just, we're on that road,
I feel like you've got something up your sleeve.
Exactly. Right around the corner, folks. We're working hard. Things are moving. We're hoping soon, you'll be able to wage in many, many states on Championship Darts.
That's a
Circuit action.
180 from David Cameron.
Woo, boy.
Leg 9.
126 after 9 for Mr. Cameron.
There's only one way to stop the freight train of Larry Butler, and it's to just pound that treble.
One more for Bull. Bullseye. David Cameron, leg 9.
No way.
We lay up with
241.
241. My apologies. I didn't glance at the
I
opponent's score.
I was willing it.
We just wanted to see it for the fun of it.
It's always nice a bull finish, but smart darts from David in a super tight match. Give yourself 3 clear. Pins it on the first.
So now I'll pull myself out of the fire. I'm hoping. I misspoke. I didn't see Butler score. Blah blah blah. So now, let's go back. 126 though. If you're not intending on going bull and your opponent's on 241, is there argument to be made not to go 19s? Like if you're intending to lay up, then what's the other route? Do you go 20s? But on 20s, we don't have. Let Facebook argue this out.
So given what he just did and how cleanly he took out the 32,
I know we're not
after
going to
he-
argue. Yeah, we won't argue. But I'm just.
But no, you're right.
But I don't even like the roads that the 20s bring you down. Right? You can't at 120. You don't want double 3, right?
Exactly.
A singles 106. That's not nice. A triple is what 66. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I guess it is. It's not as clean.
Plus, you get to stay on the 19 bed though.
63.
So
And heck, you can maybe you don't. Maybe you haven't decided until the first 2 go in, and then.
So Larry's driving here to try and get a last leg decider out of this. He's sitting on 238.
We all deserve this match to go 11 legs.
78.
I don't think anyone would disagree except for David Cameron.
He would take umbrage with that.
So Butler on 160.
It's the last thing I need is a duel, a gentleman's duel with Excalibur. I'll pass.
There's the treble that Larry was looking for.
100.
Sends that one high. So 60 when he returns to take us all the way.
99.
That's it. Here we go. Larry Butler with an opportunity to cash in 60 points and tie us up at 5 legs apiece.
Oh. 2 10s right on the wire. And that 99 is given an opportunity to Cameron to take this home.
Single 20, double 20 for the match.
Oh, a little high. So second bite at the cherry for Larry.
We started this match on with double 10s. Double 10s keeps it alive. 5-5.
Clutch dart there from the Eagle. He's going to make David Cameron earn this one. Treble visit from Cameron to kick us off, and we know how Larry's been opening legs. This could be a key moment already in this last leg.
86.
Big last start.
Tight,
59.
tight opening darts in this deciding leg.
Yep. So back-to-back 59s from Cameron is not what the doctor ordered. Larry
59.
can't find the treble, so
Larry follows suit. Oh, it's sort of a reset.
oh, there's 2 in.
That's a 180. That's what we've seen through the course of this match for David Cameron.
Huge darts from David Cameron. Gives himself some daylight in this
97.
deciding leg. Finds the treble again. Comes downstairs. A huge treble 19. What a visit from Cameron these last 2 turns. All the pressure put on Larry's shoulders. Can't find the
79.
bullseye. So 66 for the match and book his place in the semis.
Double 18.
There it is.
Double
David
18.
Cameron. Beautiful 2-dart combo to knock out the Eagle. Larry Butler. David Cameron progresses to our semi-final.
Yep, David Cameron's in the semifinal, so big stuff from Excalibur. So before we go to a break, let's set the table for what we have coming up. When we return, we're going to see Danny Lowby in the quarterfinals. Okay, he's going to be taking on the winner of a match out on the floor, the last top 16 match, Vanderwhite and Milk. So that's what I've been told is scheduled when we return. Some results. Let's see. Give me that bracket there. Who's in the semis? Alex Spellman,
Alex
right?
Spellman beat Jim Long.
And Alex Spellman is going to sit there and wait on all of those players. He's going to wait on
He's gonna wait
Lowby, Milk, Vanderwhite, right? There's
Yep.
your top. Now on the bottom, I see Cameron. Cameron got through, and they're waiting on
Gates and Mawson.
Gates and Mawson. An all-time CDC Classic matchup. Gates is currently up 4-2. So Cameron's waiting on the winner of Gates-Mawson. So, folks, we're going to step away for a second. Coming up, Lowby plays the winner of Vanderwhite Milk in the quarters, yet to be determined. Milk ahead 5-3. So keep tabs on that on Dark Connect. And for us, we'll be right back with more from the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, event number 5 on the 2023 Championship Dart Circuit. Okay, perfect. So we're going into match 6. We got a winner.
Hitcore is the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
So you want to get into darts, but you're not sure how. We can definitely help with that. We're A2ZDarts.com, and we've been a darts specialty store for over 30 years. We have the greatest variety of darts in the country. But don't worry, we can narrow down that selection for you, whether you're a complete beginner or a full-on expert. We developed our own Colonial brand to offer an inexpensive line of darts, dartboards, and accessories, so you can get into the game without breaking the bank. Join our amazing community by going to azdarts.com.
Welcome back to the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, live from Chicago.
And welcome back. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Anthony Eugenia here with Mark Taggart as we come around the corner to bring you home in the Winmau 180 Extravaganza. Coming up right now is our last of our quarterfinal matches. So our last quarterfinal here on the feature board for the tournament is going to be Elliott Milk versus Danny Lowby. So we've got Elliott Milk and Lowby, and then we will proceed into the semifinals. So Mark, I know you're looking over at the bracket there. What's that? Have we determined the bottom semifinal?
Spellman's winning the winner of Leonard Gates, David Cameron. They're yet to play.
Oh, okay. I thought we were at a. All right. I'm a little thrown off. I need to take a look myself. Okay, sorry. Miscommunication between me and the tournament team. All right. Let's take it one step at a time. Quarterfinal, Elliott Milk, Danny Lowby.
That's my bad. So the other semi is set. It's Leonard Gates.
That is
and Cameron.
set. That is a semi.
So
okay, so that's the
we're
match.
waiting on this winner to play Alex Spellman in the other semi.
Gotcha. So
Sorry.
okay. So Spellman's waiting in the wings, and he's going to take on this winner. So that's going to be the second semifinal. Will be Alex Spellman versus the winner of this. Our first one is, would you say Gates and Cameron, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, folks, we got a great back-to-back matches here. Milk and Lowby will be followed by Gates and Mawson. I mean, Gates and Cameron.
This is a quarterfinal, 501 single in.
So here we go, getting underway. Lowby Milk. We've seen both these players. Today we saw Milk just a couple of rounds ago in this event take out Jeff Springer. All right, we watched Springer, score early on there, Mark, and Elliott sort of kept his footing, right? He was pretty spectacular on his doubles early on, right? 100% through 3 or 4 legs.
Yeah, so he weathered the storm of Springer and came through that one. He then had a tight tussle with Ryan Vanderweit where the doubles weren't quite as crisp for all intensive purposes, but he got through that one 6-3. Danny's route's a little bit different. He beat Paul Fourier 5-3, and then he also beat JT Davis 6-1. So, and then of course Danny had a bag, so he's had one less match than Elliott to get to this stage.
And we had a good glimpse of Danny earlier on today. 100. As you said, Jeff Springer seems to be all over the place. We saw Danny take on Jeff Springer in a semifinal earlier today, and then Danny just fell short against Jules Van Dongen in the final. So we've got a good glimpse of these guys, so let's sit back and enjoy.
Good opener here by both players. Danny's in the red bit.
55.
Not on that occasion as he slides into the treble 5. So 107 opportunity coming in. Single 7 for tops for a 107. 15 dart leg from Elliott Milk. 107 checkered.
Nice 107, and I suspected as much that once we saw Milk get past some of his scoring foibles, that, like you touched on it, that when it all came together, he could do some serious damage here. And
yep, he's been on the stream already, so he's got that comfort factor. We know Danny has not been on the stream in this event. We saw him multiple times in event number 4, so he's been out there and pounded this board as well. Notice the wardrobe change from Mr. Lowby. Changed into his black and white shirt
from
for this
event
one.
to event. Well, that's what happens when you're fancy schmancey,
exactly
sponsored and management company. They give you a whole,
He's got a whole wardrobe.
It's like the NASCAR events years past. There would be a guy and it's one of my favorite things. It makes Peter Cetera laugh. The hat guy. There was an official job called the hat guy. So when the NASCAR winner would win, during the interview, he would come by, put hats on all the team, then take them off. And so during the same interview, you'd see them with 5 different hats on from 5 sponsors.
For all the sponsors.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I thought you were going to say that's like Taylor Swift with her wardrobe changes, but
No,
You went a
believe it or
different
not,
direction.
No, I was not going Swifty.
Look at this from Elliott Milk. A big 1080 from Elliott Milk here in leg number 2. And a 140 answer. You see a little parse of the lips there from Lowby. He knows that was a big answer to the 1080 pressure. So 46 when he comes back to level us up at 1-1. What a great response. 2 10s. And there it is, Danny Lowby. Weathered that storm, hits that 140 basically to nullify the 180, and then takes out the 46.
Tied up at 1 apiece.
1-1.
100.
Steady ton.
Take a look at our
From
leaderboard
Milk.
today.
130.
Oh, he slides.
Spellman, Gates, Cameron, all in the 90s. Those names are alive in the tournament, as you would expect. So we've got some good stuff coming up.
So Milk scoring already is better than it was in the opening of the opening forays against Springer, but it's going to need to be. If he's going to try and live with Danny, we know that Danny will be sitting on some sort of out come 12 darts, even come 9 darts, 164s, 147s, are in that area. So
70.
Elliott's got to try and stick with him as best he can. The only way to do that is to match him in the scoring department.
57.
So Elliott Milk still in the driver's seat for this leg. He has the luxury of going first. And look at this.
140.
Big ton 40. Gets him to 106. Tried to force that one through at the flex. But a ton. So 106.
106 from Milk in leg 3. Excuse me.
Just checking the
Double
scoreboard.
16.
74.
He just checked the scoreboard to see.
Just take a look.
Right on the wire.
94. Back to 20s.
98.
So 32 coming in for Elliott Milk to take a 2-1 lead. Hold his throw. Double 8. Good marker. Right there. Just slots it in.
Elliott Milk takes leg number 3, and as you talked about, he's a little bit of scoring there, and that's what he needs to do. He's got to keep that scoring up to match Danny, to keep the pressure back on Danny.
Yeah, I think that the key for Elliott is he's got to hold his throw. In the legs where he starts first, he's got to hold that throw. Otherwise, he's going to be under immense pressure. And if he gets an opportunity to break, then he can jump all over that.
92.
See, Danny's picking up the pace even in his retrieval. There's no dilly-dallying when it comes to that, man.
No, when he's feeling good, they can't get back in his hands quick enough.
That's a tough last dart there. 60 on the floor for Elliott. He shakes his head.
55.
Only 55 from Lowby. So, let's see what Elliott can do here. Nope.
28.
28 is a response. So, daylight opens up for Lowby in this leg.
100.
And he hits home the advantage. Nearly 200-point lead.
Nice, steady, just the basics. Leave a Shanghai.
60.
So 120 coming in. Doesn't need to force the issue. Does find the treble. So 2 10s when he comes back. And Milk really throwing at the treble. Seeing what happens.
140.
Big ton 40. Just in case. Just in case. just in case. He's carved out an opportunity at this 112, needs one treble, and the way he's been pinning these doubles, this could well go.
There's your treble. So now the decision over the 12s and back up the tops.
Oh, big dart there for both players. So Danny Lauby, 2 5s.
Takes his 2 5s.
Ooh. That's exhales a little bit, grabs his dart, and we're tied up at 2-2. So that's the story of what could have been for Milk.
Yeah, absolutely.
That could have
Try
been a
not
3-1
to
lead.
kick himself in the butt and just
100.
it's a wash.
Yep. Starts this leg off with a ton. Can't
100.
dwell on that. Doesn't have time to dwell on
Can't.
that.
Can't, right? Exactly. Not a moment. Danny will breeze right by you.
He physically doesn't have time.
Can we slow down on this? I'd like to dwell on a on a mistake, please.
Need to go take a sip of water.
85.
It's just 85 there from Lauby. So this is what we talked about. Milk needs to hold.
Has to keep up the scoring. Can't give Danny those openings again, like with that 48 to do some damage, and he's got to
96.
score enough so that when it's the out opportunities aren't 136 and things. They've got to be solid 2 dart outs under 100.
Yeah. Danny's breathing down his neck here in this leg, and based on that 43 and that from Danny, he's favourite for the leg. So, Milk does need to take a huge chunk out of this just to make that 135
100.
more squeaky bum time, as we like to say. Bullseye.
Back
60.
to bullseye.
Bullseye! Not to be. So 110 for Milk.
110 scored and 110 asked.
$90. Went to the 18s, is not to be. This is a chance then for Lauby to break
54.
and take the lead.
2 12s.
Big dart from Danny Lauby.
Puts it in. Danny Lauby breaks in leg 5.
You see Elliott acknowledge that. He said, good shot. He knows that hurt. So now we're in that situation where the longer Milk doesn't break back, the more pressure he just gets under, and the cycle perpetuates itself.
140.
Big darts there from Elliott Milk to kick off this leg. He would love to follow that up with another biggie and put pressure on this Lauby throw right off the bat.
It's just an hourglass if he can't break right back. It's just time will simply run out on him.
60.
Tried to force that one in, didn't get there. Great
134.
cover shots there from Danny Lauby. Piles in 2 treble 19s to leave 167 after 9. Sound familiar?
That it does.
60.
I just love that
That's
this
a
is
Danny
a
Lauby
facet
leg.
he's added to this game.
139.
As good as you can get.
2-4-1 here for Milk. Back
100.
languishing again with Danny sitting 13 darter coming in
First
and
dart.
pins it. Double 14.
An absolutely exquisite 13 darter for Danny Lauby to sort of drive a nail through that break.
Yeah. So Elliott did the right thing there. He's taken a minute, composes himself. This is a crucial point in this match,
45.
and you'd feel there'd be no way back if he gets broken here again. This is a must-win leg, in my opinion,
97.
for Elliott Milk.
well, his to-do list is getting longer. It's now his holds are a must, and the opportunities to break Danny are going to start to run out.
Yep. So we're still at first to 6 stage, being a quarterfinal match. We will move to first to 7 in the semis, but the runway is shortening for Elliott Milk
100.
to claw this one back. The good news is Danny's scoring has slowed off a little bit in this leg, but Elliott needs to continue pounding that treble 20. And to your point, give himself a
59.
comfortable look at a finish. $99 there from Danny. Smart darts again, 164. So Elliott needs to leave this handy, you would feel.
One more is a must.
96.
Oh, I missed.
96. So 164.
Danny just sort of with that lip just looks sort of quiet and like content in a good way. He just seems so happy and content with the way the darts are going in.
Here's another 3-digit opportunity
Tops.
for Milk. He cannot convert it. So 64 for a 5-2 lead and go one away. Oh, must hit from Milk here.
Milk gets a reprieve.
And there it is.
So
Clean kill there from Elliott Milk.
picks up his must win.
This
Got a
is
little dicey for him.
a couple of welcome misses from Danny, and thankfully Elliott was there to mop up. He tried to force that through. They look like blocker darts, and he stayed on the 20. Slides into the treble 5 with the last one.
60.
And they fall low as well for Lowby. So this is the opportunity. He needs 2 big trebles to try and force a breaking position in this leg.
123.
He found a 1, 2, 3. And is trying to wrestle the darts away
100.
from Lowby here.
Milk is in a good spot if he can match that. That's a good dart. Didn't like it.
Doesn't find the treble, so back in the balance. And Lowby says, I want the balance in my favor with the ton 40. So down to 151. He tried to bring the bull into play. Slides into the 13, so not on a finish. And Lowby's got 6 darts at 151. Just needs to set this up. And does so beautifully. What a last dart there from Danny Lowby.
Danny's always good as he approaches the board. He knows what he shot. And he always knows he needs to help the scorekeeper out on occasion.
He doesn't want to snatch those out when he's so beautifully
no.
to set it
You
up.
want to, you want to take a nice glance back at those. Admire these for a second. Double 16 for Lowby.
Doesn't move. Doesn't hit.
Somehow
Another
this is
3 dart out.
A 123. You don't see players often throwing
in the
for a
19s.
1, 2, 3 out. So 57. Quick math. What do we got?
66.
That's 76 or 66?
66.
66. So, all right. now
Bullseye. For a 1, 2, 3. And to tie us up. Bingo! 1, 2, 3. 4, 4. Huge darts from Elliott Milk there. Huge bullseye.
Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3 for Elliott Milk. Leg number 4.
60.
I like what you did there.
Shows I got kids. But what a dramatic 123 finish for Elliott Milk to get that break back. To get the break back. So here we are, 4-4, best of 3.
It just turned this match back on its
Massive,
head.
Titanic outshot for Elliott Milk.
And unfortunately for him, the trebles have dried up a little bit. But good news is, likewise for Danny, you see the frustration there.
Well, it was there. It was how could you not be frustrated a little bit? It was there at his fingertips.
So all to play for here.
And Milk's got the throw, 2 out of 3. Like, the table's definitely tilted back towards Elliott Milk.
100.
You see the frustration. That 1-2-3's rattled Danny a little bit.
100.
I think he felt he was in the driver's seat, and all of a sudden, he's been clawed back, and it's 4-4.
60.
But another trebleless visit from Milk opens the door. Danny does find that treble with the last dart, but Milk, if he could have a big visit here, we see Danny's not on and out after 12, which is uncharacteristic.
85.
So, big last start, just keeps him ahead. But look at this.
168.
60.
Leaves double 8. So this 136 has got to go.
The words "this 136 is doable" were in my throat until that 168.
Yeah.
So here comes a break back.
Look at this from Danny Lowby.
Lowby doesn't let that stand for long. He gets that break back that Milk like so desperately worked hard to chase and takes out a huge out. Like Lowby just it wasn't in permanent marker. It was a dry erase, and Danny just poof gone.
Yeah, and opens here with 140 just to turn the screw just that little bit more.
Yeah, to sort of like break the spirit of Elliott.
Well, this is for the match in Danny's eyes. He wants to hold his throw here, no dramas. Doesn't want to see another break come his way, and then Elliott would be thrown for the match in the decider. So he wants to end it here and now.
83.
So trebleless visits from Elliott Milk, all to do. Danny way ahead here, nearly 200 points.
60.
You can see that break has knocked the stuffing out of Elliott a little bit. And Danny's trying to stay on the gas. So Shanghai, when he comes back, needs a max, you would feel, just to have any.
To not just get the numbers down, but to make a statement, push Danny. 2 out of 3 are in.
140.
140, just barely over the top wire.
60.
So trebleless visit. If he could put pressure on this 60, perhaps, and we said it before, maybe, just maybe, but not to be.
That first dart that's plagued him from time to time today. So 60 for Lowry to move into. Did it over? Yep.
Double top, double
moved
10.
so fast he ran by us. Double 10 for Danny Lowby to move into the semifinals. He'll be in the second semifinal where he will face Alex Spellman. So your score line again, Danny Lowby 6, Elliott Milk 4. So let's set the table here. We're going to stay with you and bring you the first semifinal. So 4 names left in the tournament. One will be the Winmau 180 Extravaganza champion. Leonard Gates takes on David Cameron, first semifinal. Danny Lowby, Alex Spellman is your second semifinal. So we're going to get a report. We're expecting to get that first semifinal up to you in just a few seconds. So stay with us. We're not going to go to a break. So Gates, Cameron.
You comfortable with this?
Mark, give us a little rundown of these two guys, how they got here.
All right.
So we'll work backwards. So we saw Cameron beat Larry Butler here in the previous round, 6-5. Gates, we haven't seen that much of today. He knocked out Gary Mawson in the previous round. He's also knocked out Sylvain Bordeaux, and he also knocked out Joey Beecroft 5-0. So 3 big scalps for him along the way, and booked his place here in the semi against David Cameron, who, like we said, got through that very tight, high-quality affair with Larry Butler 6-5.
Look up.
So we've got 4 players remaining in Gates, Cameron, Lowby, Spellman have all won CDC circuit events. So we've got experienced winners, you know, so these 4 are just going to add to the trophy case. So that sort of adds a different sort of appeal to it, that, you know, you've got experienced players. They've all done this before, so nobody's going to be,
We also
you know,
have.
And our this is a battle of our 2 torch carriers for the senior
That's
tour.
the second one.
Mr. Gates versus
absolutely,
Mr.
yeah,
Cameron.
you could clearly see that match over in the Circus Tavern or somewhere on the seniors. Yeah, winners combined of 3 senior major events in the last little over calendar year. Right, they've both won the Masters. Cameron won the Masters first. Gates won it about a month ago, give or take.
Yep.
So
we talked about taking some of those English pounds across the pond. These 2 men have been experts at that.
certainly cashed in. So basically what you're telling me, this is the old guys match. Is that what I'm going to tell David and Leonard?
What can I
This is
say?
the old guys
if the
match.
shoe fits. You can't complain about being called old if you're called up to the senior tour.
No, if that's the parameters they're
You
going
can't
to
have
set.
it both ways, right?
No, absolutely, right? Yeah. Yeah. Don't tell me you've got seniors champion on your resume and not let me call you old guy. I mean, come on. So we've got
For the record, you said it, not me.
I'll take the heat. So we've got seniors champions against some of the younger bucks. Whole bunch of little tidbits, you know. Gates, Lowby, Spellman, all 3 Continental Cup champions, have all been tour winners. So lots of quality, lots of experience coming up in the semifinals, and we're underway here in semi number 1.
121.
Spellman and Gates have already won 1 this year on the tour. Spellman taking event number 2 and Gates taking event number 3.
60.
Yeah, I'll go into, we've got a whole bunch of tabs. 3rd tab right there, point standings coming in. You know, we talked about, obviously that, what we're looking at on the website doesn't include this morning, but we spoke about there is, you know, Continental Cup chase, but there is also opportunities to go to the PDC World Championship. So
140.
Gates and Spellman are up there. They're gonna, you know, be looking for those opportunities.
Yep.
As is Cameron. Cameron, I'm sure
100.
now is somewhere in the top 10
Yep. So
overall. So lots of opportunities at, you know, at play.
yeah, there's points to
100.
be
Dave, you
to be
require
had here.
140.
And like you said, we're not even halfway through the season.
Nope. So lots of groundwork to be had. Fantastic opening leg from
60.
both players, and Cameron doing his part with the throw.
This is the first time we've seen Soldier on the stream today.
140.
So
So much quality, tough to squeeze everybody in, but Gates is similar to when we watched Cameron play Butler. It's like, don't boo-hoo for those
Game
guys.
shot in the
They're-
first leg. David Cameron.
Cameron picks up an 80
Second leg
in
is
leg
Leonard
one
throw
to hold
first.
his throw.
Game on.
All those guys, even if you don't see them, they're champions, and they'll eventually force the issue by being in matches like this, semifinals,
Oh,
61.
So
right?
I misspoke. Leonard played Jules Van Dongen in the Battle of the World Cup teammates earlier, so
Mhm.
he has been.
Oh
featured.
yes, yeah.
55.
You're
Has been
right.
featured.
You're right. That was earlier today,
just-
right?
It was early.
That was
exit.
that was early. That's
number
when we
2.
joked around. We were like, my goodness, last 32 match between these two guys, but
100.
Great standard so far between these two gentlemen. Cameron holds
41.
his throw for leg number 1, and Leonard looking to do likewise.
81.
Two in.
140.
140 there from David Cameron. Soldier looking to fill it up, but not quite.
140.
Good 140 response from Leonard. And Cameron's back in the red bit. Smart thinking, taking a minute.
down the
98. Leonard, you require 119.
So 119 for hold his through. Cameron hovering around there on 167.
62 remaining. Bullseye.
79.
He had to go for it.
Dave, you require 167.
Absolutely, Cameron's in form.
Oh, width of a wire. Oh, look at this.
26.
Hits two
Leonard,
trebles,
you're
but not the ones he
26.
was looking for.
Undeserved 26.
2 10s for Leonard.
Game
There
shot in
it
the
is.
second leg. Leonard Gates.
So 1-1.
Third leg is David to throw first. Game on.
Solid leg there for Leonard on his throw.
$100.
Both of these
100.
guys, when that first start is in that treble and they're in the flow, it's very hard to see any other result than finding some bedfellows.
It just sits there and invites. Yes.
99.
We talk about it quite a lot with Gates. When that starts happening here, it's
140.
just a thing of beauty.
That sort of just smooth flick, and they just pile up in that triple 20.
Yeah.
60.
One thing I've noticed with Cameron, like, and we talked about how over the last 18 months or so, he's just sort of went up a level. There's nowhere near as much
85.
movement in his throw as there used to be. Like, you used to see sort of a bit more shoulder, a bit more. It's still that same action, but it doesn't move sort of. There's not that sort of wiggle.
I can see it. I
100.
self-admittedly, I've seen much more of David once he came over to us and played, solid CDC,
60.
which is
David, you
good
require
fare now,
142.
3 or 4 years. But I would tend to see David, once or twice a year through.
Game shot. in the third leg.
What an
David
out!
Cameron.
142 for
Fourth
Cameron.
leg is Leonard to
I
throw
was like,
first.
let me back off here. He just
Game
put
on.
that second dart in. Big 142 from David Cameron to take leg number 3. See him at Lakeside or the
100.
BDO World Trophy. And, I mean, you always really have to note an astonishing, I think it was 7 straight appearances at the Lakeside BDO and Lakeside World Championship. So, I
100.
mean, phenomenal run for Cameron in those appearances where, we know the talent that's up in Canada. So to pull that off.
Yeah, to your point, the reason
100.
we sort of are not like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the only person that almost takes a little bit of his shine away, and there's a lot of shine, is Jeff Smith, because of the things that man's doing on the circuit as well.
Absolutely.
So
Well, I get what you're saying, and I hope it's not taken in any disrespectful way out there. And that's why it's been pretty great to see David make now multiple appearances on PDC
140.
Masters events, go in and win these seniors, because it was like he was putting together this amazing body of work.
Oh my!
And like you said, not getting
59.
the complete
David
shine. Like it was a good
140.
moment to speak of Jeff. Him and Jeff won the World Cup pairs that year. I think I want to say Denmark, but I could be mistaken. But that went
100.
viral.
Leonard, you require
Absolutely.
142.
Just it's such a hotbed of darts, Canada, and the more exposure they get over there. We've got Matt Campbell blazing the trail as
82.
well.
Absolutely.
It just
David, you require 40.
it's great to see.
Game shot in the 4th leg. David Cameron.
Break a throw with
5th
like
leg is
4,
David to
so
throw first. Game on.
semifinal 3-1 player in Cameron's form. That's a good place to be. And to your point, to bring it back to at this level, to a small adjustment that you may have picked up,
140.
just that little bit of steadiness, equates to probably a good amount of points on an average. Right, it's 100 to a 140 when
100.
we're talking about the millimeter of just missing.
Absolutely, because we talked about the lie as well. So if you're eliminating some of those sidewards darts, the 5 slides in or the 1 slides in,
137.
and keeping them deathly straight.
Yep, and that's a great example there. That first dart was so just sitting there inviting it. I think if he went back up, it would have been a
57.
140 as well. But he comes down, gets that cover shot, and gets that two triple scoring turn that in the past might have just been a 1. And after 3 visits, starts to catch up to you, right? Against an opponent.
He's pulling away from shouldering this leg because of the scoring power of those first 2 visits.
100.
And you don't
David
say that
that's-
very often.
That's 77 points. Let's say, like there, Leonard puts up 2 tons. Let's say if David, those first 2 scores were tons. That's it's a 77 point
45.
difference.
Yep.
That gets to be a turn.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So Leonard's looking to close the gap
85.
here on the scoring side of things, but Cameron on oh boy, Leonard leaves himself 159. So 6 darts if he needs them.
And he
Big
doesn't
shot
need them.
in the
3
fifth leg.
darts to put away
David Cameron.
119.
6th leg is Leonard to throw first. Game on.
2 back-to-back 3-figure outs for Cameron.
David Cameron needs 3 legs to move into the
140.
final, and he's 3 legs ahead of Gates. So we're in that realm of officially being in trouble town for
100.
Leonard Gates.
There's an expectation when David turns up at these events that he's going to go deep and
60.
at least make a claim for getting to the final, getting to the semis. And he's visibly disappointed when he doesn't go that far.
Sure.
And it's that, what we talked about
149.
before with Jules. Like, going deep's not quite enough when there's the opportunity to go take it home and get over the finish
96.
line.
But yeah, building expectation levels as you progress, and as you said, his CDC. I'll keep it to CDC. We know he's the other things he's done lately as well.
100.
But with Cameron, he's made an impact just about immediately. So a compliment to his pedigree and the
60.
the package he brought immediately to CDC darts. He didn't need any acclimation time. He came in, and once he started competing on the CDC circuit, he made an impact right away.
Yeah.
85. Leonard, you require
So Leonard's
145.
got it all to do here in this match. Cameron's hovering up around the 97 average. Leonard around 91, 91 and a half.
65. David, you require 87.
This is for a 5-1 lead. Should get at least a shot.
Double 5.
82.
Oh.
Leonard, you require
Quite.
80.
So Gates, you feel this gotta go to stop
Double
the rot.
10.
60.
He tried to float that in.
David, you
It
require
didn't quite
5.
work. So 5. Little cleanup. Ooh, squeezes it in the big number.
2 2s.
Game shot in the
Great,
sixth leg.
great darts
That's
here for David
commanding.
Cameron.
5-1
Fifth leg
lead
is David to throw first.
for David Cameron
Game on.
here in our first semifinal.
So for those two big 3-digit finishes, that 5 is just as important. Absolutely.
137.
There it is again. Switches down. Gets the 137.
Deadly effective. And as you said, that 10
100.
points was, you know, it's foot on the throat time.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let Soldier try to get any momentum.
No, why would you?
Claw his way back
Why
in
would
here.
you, right?
We know how
40.
dangerous he is.
Get done with this, you know, tidy it up, get done, and sit on the sidelines and let the next two guys battle it out, right?
Yeah. You don't want to
85.
invite any pressure from Soldier because, like, he could reel off 3-4 legs if his scoring clicks in.
59.
But definitely not quite the scoring that Leonard would be hoping for, especially with an in-form David Cameron. But look at this.
That's a
180.
180 for Leonard Gates.
That's the path that Leonard needs to be on. Sets up a 136 and a break, possibly.
125. Leonard, you require
Outstanding
136.
cover shot from Cameron. Good, smart dart.
So he needs to set this up. Can he find the
60.
treble? He does not. So
David, you require
140 for
100.
Cameron.
Let's see. Does he go straight 20s or 18s? 20s. Setup
Single.
shot.
100.
Tons
you
and
require
tons of pressure on
76.
this 76. Leonard's going to get 2 at
Double
double
eight.
8. Double 4. And
68.
on the
Pushes
wire.
the wire
David, you
in.
require 40.
So this is to go 6-1 up.
Must be said.
Not quite. Slides inside, double 10.
20.
Not to be. So Leonard
Leonard, you
Gates gets a
require 8.
reprieve. Has to take this double 4.
Game shot
and
in the
does
seventh
so.
leg. Leonard Gates.
So claws one back.
Flag is Leonard to throw first.
He
Gates gets a break, and just the work on his end is leg at a time, turn at a time, dart at a time.
So instead of 6-1, it's now 5-2 with Soldier
66.
throwing to make it 5-3. Let's see what effect that's had on David Cameron. He just needs to
60.
keep plugging away. He knows he's only 2 legs away from the final.
Try to keep some sort of semblance of blinders on. Keep
Exactly.
heading down the track. Don't let anything creep in to the mindset.
Absolutely.
$45.
So back-to-back turns of treble-less visits for Cameron here.
60.
Only 60 from Gates. Still got a 100-point advantage,
96.
but good treble there to keep him within touching distance in leg number 8.
59.
Oh, he just slides into the
55.
treble 5. So was a potential
we've got- right.
opportunity, but
We've got both of them went off the boil just a little bit, but I guess if you're
60.
Gates, you'll take it a bit just because it, even if it gets a little sloppy, it opens up more opportunities to just continue to scrape back and try and build a couple of legs.
130.
the big 130 there from Cameron to get the in out first. So Gates is looking to try and leave this as handy as possible. Ton 40 would be perfect.
95.
Does not. So
David, you require 115.
115 for Cameron to break right back. We saw him hit 2 trebles. And another 3-digit out from David Cameron. 115 to break right back and go one away. What a finish from David Cameron.
Puts a squelch on any potential Gates, not necessarily comeback, but irritation. Make his life difficult. Get that put away and get to business here and cross the finish line.
That was a clinical finish, right when we thought Gates was clawing his way back in. David had other thoughts. Both kick off with a ton here in leg 9.
100.
And another great last start there from David. Huge 180
That's a
from
180.
Leonard Gates.
That's a big reply.
Very, very welcome sight for Leonard Gates.
100.
Trying to push for the brick.
$97.
Leonard knows there's no wiggle room now. Gets down to 124 after 9.
97.
Has a break opportunity.
Leonard, you require
Even though Cameron's been as steady as they come in this leg. He's still got a chance.
18s. Oh, so Cameron's going to get a chance at 104 to put this semifinal to bed.
58. David, you
Tough
require
dart there for
104.
Gates. And here he goes. Single 4 for
Double
tops
top.
for another one.
84.
Just slides
Leonard,
inside.
you
So
require
66. He does find the treble, buys himself an extra dart.
32 remaining. Let's see. That's why you've got the scorekeeper if you need it asked. But
34.
Not to be.
So David Cameron
David, you require 20.
approaches with 20 points. Double 10 beckons, double 5.
Game shot.
Big,
And the
big
match.
darts there from David Cameron.
David Cameron.
Slots in that double 5 to dispatch Soldier 7-2. Great display. Soldier couldn't get that break and extend the match, and Cameron, clinical, finishes the match off for a 7-2 win.
So David Cameron books his spot in the final of the Winmau 180 Extravaganza. Who will he face? It's going to be between Danny Lowby and Alex Spellman. That is your second semifinal. And we're going to bring you that second semifinal just in a few moments. So we'll be right back with more from the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, event number 5 on the 2023 Championship Darts Circuit.
So you want to get into darts, but you're not sure how. We can definitely help with that. We're A to Z darts.com, and we've been a dart specialty store for over 30 years. We have the greatest variety of darts in the country. But don't worry, we can narrow down that selection for you, whether you're a complete beginner or a full-on expert. We developed our own Colonial brand to offer an inexpensive line of darts, dartboards, and accessories, so you can get into the game without breaking the bank. Join our amazing community by going to azdarts.com.
Hitcore is the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
Welcome back to the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, live from Chicago.
Mark Taggart, as we get settled in here to bring you our second semifinal after really just a tremendous performance. David Cameron took semifinal number 1, 7-2 over Gates. And what sort of stats and interesting things you got coming out of that semi?
Yeah, David Cameron. So we talked about his scoring and his 2 treble hitting visits, but his finishing was something we looked up. So his average score for finishing in the 7 legs that he won was 74 points, and his double percentage was 47.5 for that match.
25.
So you pair the scoring with that type of finishing, and
Some
the
dead-
result
some
speaks for itself.
Deadly finishing, exactly. So now we turn towards.
25.
We've got Cameron sitting back, waiting up upon an opponent, and it will be either Alex Spellman or Danny Lowby. So give me your take on these two guys today.
Yeah, so
25.
getting here, so Danny beat Paul Fourier, JT Davis, like we talked about. We saw him beat Elliott Milk on the stream just a little bit earlier, 6-4 in a tough match. Elliott threw quite a lot at him, and he weathered the storm and stormed to finish. Alex has beaten Jason Watt. He beat him 5-0. He beat David Fathom 6-3, and he's also beaten Jim Long 6-1. So another who's who running the
Absolutely.
gauntlet here to get to the
Absolutely.
semis.
I couldn't be any prouder, my friend, that the names on these tournament rundowns are becoming, or not becoming, are now the who's who of darts in North America. It's
Absolutely.
it's just amazing. We saw Alex earlier today in the first event. He fell to Jeff Springer. So, but obviously, we're no stranger to Alex Spellman, a guy who, out of sheer hard work and determination, has made himself, has put himself in the conversation of every big event now in North America.
Yeah. Coming off a really good weekend in Charlotte, where I saw his recap. He won at least 3 singles events, to my mind.
It
Ran
doesn't-
very deep in the
Doesn't
others.
surprise me, his current home state. He's a resident outside of Raleigh, so right down the road. I'm sure he's played a whole bunch in Charlotte, and just sort of familiar territory for him.
Yeah, for sure. And he's, from a
96.
career standpoint, he's backed himself to try and do this full time. He started a darts coaching
140.
business just recently, where he's providing all levels of coaching in different aspects. So he's living and breathing his dream from a competitive standpoint, and trying to turn it into a
55.
career as well.
I personally love all components of it. Not that everybody's going to succeed, and not everybody's going to have the sort of
66.
greatest product. But I am not one to poo-poo people's endeavors in this game to sort of, like you talked about, supplement what they do, become a major revenue stream for them, whether it be
100.
writing, coaching, doing media, all of that sort of stuff. I just I'm going to
59.
give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and hope that they take an honest stab at it, and wish them success. And
And like we said, darts is in such a place of opportunity right now. It's one of those things. If you can figure out a game plan,
134.
why not?
without a doubt, exactly for what I feel. I say we and all a lot, and that's how
140.
the principals in the company feel. That when we say we, we're talking about the continent of North America, the CDC company, the players, the fans, and then we're all in this together. Like, I think we believe that everybody wants to see this go in a certain
88.
way, and the more components you have to this game, the better. The more media, the more.
Well, I think, not to belabor the point, but just even the
78.
extra World Championship spot is a testament
Game.
that
first
they
round.
know that the caliber of players here, they're going to go over there, they're going to test whoever it is they're put in front of.
Absolutely.
And that they trust in the process of the CDC and you and the
41.
principles are put in place, and the standard just continues to increase.
And Spellman picks up leg 1 with the double 14 and opens up. Both players pretty solid in that opening salvo. So we've got a best of 13, first to 7. So 2 good styles and 2 good scores. And absolutely, Mark, and that's a
100.
credit to a lot of things all around. And I try and be humble, but I should never, poo-poo my company's involvement in some of that. But it's also a big, big kudos to the players who've gotten the opportunities in the last few years and have really stepped up. And as you say, earned, I think together we've earned the trust of the PDC to be given those opportunities, and they know that they're going to get. Hey, not everyone's going over and going to win. Not everyone's, but we see. Solid performances. We see,
So
when Sky or ITV does a broadcast, they want both facets of a match to be entertaining and enjoyable and competitive, and we're supplying that with the players that go over.
Yep. There's those storylines add another dimension to the plot line of the whole World Championships itself. So you're absolutely right. So already here I feel
100.
Spellman is much more comfortable than he was against Springer earlier today when we had him on the stream. He just seems like he is more focused.
60.
He's been sitting waiting for a little bit on this match, but he still seems sharp.
Sure, and Alex it's been sort of well documented now as his story gets told. Just the sort of type of player he is, his cerebral nature that, like we said, he looked a little off kilter when he played Springer when we saw him. And you know that Alex is going to be the type that between these two events, he was either on the board or in his room analyzing what things I can tweak to address that going into this evening.
Yeah. And this is for a 2-0 lead here, tops. It's a good marker. Oh, just drags it in.
22.
So
32.
Danny, to level us up. That's super low on that double tops.
It's got to be noted that squarely in the middle of the bed on an attempt at tops.
You see his reaction in the background. This is a chance he did not want to give Spellman. Can he convert it last dart?
We saw the left eyebrow raise. He's quite shocked that he got another opportunity at this.
So Danny's sitting on the tricky double 5. 2 twos. Oh, clicks the wire. So another chance for Spellman to take a 2-0 lead. He slides inside this time. And there it is.
Second dart.
Exhale of breath. Both players not happy with how that leg ended.
No,
but Spellman gets the result.
Outside of Danny's, completely wayward dart at the double 20. I mean, they were misses, but they were, for the most part, sort of tight misses. They were.
140.
I won't use the word good miss, but solid miss comes to mind. But it wasn't
60.
as if it was complete garbage. It was just this sort of moment. It was getting a little tense.
Yeah, Spellman got over the line, and he's pushing for a 3-0 lead here if he can hold us through.
134.
So 140, 134 from Spellman here in leg 3. Danny
100.
needs to start finding those scoring boots that we know he's got. So it's been
57.
We haven't seen Danny today. I mean, in this second event yet.
42.
Just because, in a way, Danny kind of, it seems like they've reversed roles of what we saw them this morning. Danny seems to be the one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, against Milk.
Yeah. So
Danny just seems a little off kilter. I don't know if.
It's been a long day. So
Yeah.
he got to the finals of the first event. He's run deep here. He's in the semis again.
139.
I think maybe a little adrenaline spike if he can get a nice big out or a ton 80 is on the
just let that
on the
natural
docket.
spike come in.
Yeah.
27.
So, and this would do it if he could take a 160 out.
This would definitely do it, but not going to be. So Spellman coming back
45.
for 3-0 lead. 2 10s again. He falls inside again. Is that a good marker for Alex? Doesn't move,
10.
doesn't shuffle.
Yeah, two
So-
tens have sort of have come up short for both guys so far in this match.
Oh, it's a really tough dart for Danny. Doesn't get an opportunity now. He slides
75.
into the treble 1. So 2 5s for 3-0. That might be a better marker than the previous visit. And is
Second dart.
great second dart there from Spellman to go 3-0 up in this race to 7.
Just one break though for Danny.
81.
So job 1 now is hold.
That's the only silver lining, that it is just one break, but he would like to get off the mark here sooner rather than later, and really cannot afford to go
97.
4-0 down and a double break against Spellman. So we're
57.
hitting must-win leg territory already, you would feel. Spellman turning the screw.
140.
Just
Huge
over the
ton
top of that
40.
wire. Yep, Spellman. Just ever
85.
so increasingly he's getting his scoring game back
He's
on track.
Stolen the darts here, and very much so with that dart. Look at this from Alex Spellman. Can he fill it up?
140.
Deflection.
Flexion off the flight, but still a ton 40. Sitting on 124 after 9, and another potential break opportunity. Is he going to go
Does he
the
stay
18s?
there?
He did.
56.
Hunting down that treble and didn't find it. So a big round here from Danny. See if we can put pressure on the 68.
80.
Oh, you see that deflection. Single 12 for
Tops.
tops. Oh, drags it in. So 140 from
48.
Lowby to try and get off the mark here. Grab this leg back.
Double 10.
Oh,
Just inside
just
the wire.
inside.
So let's see if Spellman can take that double 10.
Here's this infamous double 10 again for Spellman. It's been
They-
proven
Yeah,
bothersome.
they've been seemingly more confident and better on the double 5 than they have double 10.
Oh, look at this from
And
Danny
double 5
Lowby.
it goes for Danny Lowby. So he gets his hold. You take a back seat, Danny, and
Has a clutch double 5 there. Otherwise, he was looking down the barrel at 4-0.
60.
So dropping low there from Spellman. Maybe a little tension in the arm now.
57.
And no trebles for Danny either.
$140.
So the scoring has been good, but because they've been missing doubles in batches, the averages are a little lower than you would expect. But that happens when you're throwing 4 and 5 darts in a double.
sure, which
95.
they've both done frequently.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. I glanced down a few turns ago, expecting some higher numbers because the scoring hasn't felt that it's been terrible. It's
100.
not stellar, but it's not what those numbers indicate. And you're exactly right. It's the messy facet of the doubling that they've had.
50.
Yeah, for sure. So Spellman with just under a 100-point lead, plus these, looking to extend his lead to 4-1. What he wouldn't give for a treble
44.
there, but didn't get it. So Danny slides
Just-
into
just
the
not-
5.
Yeah, just not coming up with anything
Yeah, everything's
to push Alex.
a struggle right now for Danny.
He's going for it. Tops it is, and 157 goes in for Alex Spellman. Just a big, boost there of I'm ahead. I'm gonna
125.
take this big out.
He didn't even
Confidence
react,
is flying.
which is a dangerous Alex Spellman when he doesn't react to finishes like that. That was huge.
59.
Good start from Danny in this leg, though.
100.
Really needs to hold us through, you would feel. For the same reasons that we talked about the last time he had to hold his throw. Spellman scoring is looking
139.
really sharp in opportune moments.
Much tighter.
92.
So a 1-1-3-3 is the goal out of Spellman.
Slid in
Fell
there.
into the treble 3.
And then into
73.
the 7. So this is a good opportunity for Lowby. 6 starts from
60.
184. And he's going to need all 6 of them. Only a 60 there, so what can Spellman do? He's on the treble hunt, but comes
42.
up short. 1-2-4. And back into that treble 1 again. Lucky for him that Spellman's not on a finish.
48.
Spellman looking for a ton 40. Maybe a
Take a
maybe a ton 80.
humongous bite out of this.
Maybe
the
a
biggest
ton
bite.
80.
180.
That's
Big.
a 180.
Max pressure put on this 76. And he falls
56.
in to the single 20. So an opportunity for Spellman. Driven by that
Game for start.
ton 80 and pins the double 4.
A back-breaking break of throw for Spellman.
Great recovery with that last start.
They're just on point.
Yeah, he's focused. You can see it. He's locked in
57.
here. So one thing we never really talk about this in the reverse as far as the pace.
180.
That's a 180 for Spellman.
So we always talk about people being impacted by how quickly Danny's throwing. I suggest here that
96.
Danny might be being impacted by the methodical nature that Spellman brings to the line. So Danny can't get back to the board as quickly as he would like to.
Sure, and I think that's actually, yeah, we do tend to talk about in the other way, but I think that's the more
40.
classic evaluation is people tend to be more worried about the slower player in front of you, right? To
Yep.
makes you edgy and itchy
Mhm.
behind. And
128.
Yeah. But Alex's rhythm right now is just perfect.
They come out of Alex's hand quick. From dart to dart, he's not necessarily slow, but as you say,
83.
he's very deliberate in his setup and the pacing, and I think that's intentional.
100.
But as you say, I'm sure Danny would prefer to be somewhere on the line already by like Alex's second dart here. He'd love to be throwing already. So tops.
Game, third dart.
Beautiful.
Tops it is.
Beautiful hit there from Alex, who extends his lead to 6-1.
15 darter and 6-1 lead.
137.
Has Danny's race been run today? Only time will tell. His back is well and truly against the
100.
wall now. Which means he could
140.
loosen the arm and just start banging in treble 20s.
That's when you see
Got nothing to
2 or
lose.
3 legs go off in about 8 minutes with Danny Lowby.
140.
Big response there from Spellman.
$100.
Oh, deflection off the barrel there.
128.
100.
Oh no. Oh, 100. Apologies.
Smart dart there from Spellman to leave himself
Yeah, I mean,
the
Danny's been
161.
asking questions and Alex has been answering
Game,
them.
third dart.
Big 1-2-4 there from Lowby. Claws one back, just a hole to throw, but pins that bullseye for the 124.
Beautiful. I think it was a 12 darter, 12 dart leg there.
43.
And 43 from Spellman. Music to Danny's
100.
musical ears.
$140.
Steady. Ton 40 there from Alex. He'll be looking to try and get this done here and
82.
now.
Disappointing turn from Danny, Danny's perspective.
Danny Lowby with a head of steam is a dangerous opponent,
40.
no matter what the deficit is.
Just amazing how things, just from one leg to the next, don't just continue.
99.
Lowby squares it up. Brings himself down to 220 after 9. So nice recovery dart there with
Good,
the last one.
good recovery. Still, I think a good opening for Danny. Right. See if he can close out 220 and 6.
He's going to give
100.
himself a shot at least. Shanghai when he returns. We'll see what pressure the Shanghai is going to be under. A lot is the answer.
75 remaining.
171.
Tremendous amount of pressure. What a great turn from Alex Spellman.
And now he needs to find the treble. Not going to get there. And you see the reaction
60.
from Lowby. So this is it for the match.
Double 12 for Alex Spellman to head into the final.
Is that a blocker? Is that a marker? It's a
Game.
marker.
Second
Game
time.
shot. Alex Spellman beats Danny Lowby 7 legs to 2. And a very impressive display by Alex Spellman, who, in all honesty, scored heavier, took his chances. I think Danny might have been running out of steam and just couldn't get that spark that he needed. And Alex Spellman dispatches Danny Lowby and books his place in the final.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, you talked about the poor doubles early on really affected the averages. So, Alex played a little bit higher than the number you're looking in front of him. But, boy, oh boy, we got 2 players coming off respective 7-2 wins. So, commanding wins in the semis. So, we've got a tasty final coming up. Alex Spellman takes on David Cameron for the Event 5 Winmau 180 Extravaganza title. And with that, we'll be right back with the final of the Winmau 180 Extravaganza Event number 5 on the 2023 Championship Darts Circuit.
Hitcore is the streaming entertainment alternative. Live concerts and comedy? Hitcore has it. Premium high-def audio and video? Hitcore has it. A customizable entertainment experience? Hitcore has that as well. No app? No problem. Set up an account, decide what you want to watch, buy it, then press play. It's that easy. Hitcore is live and on demand 24/7. Hitcore, where every live event becomes your experience.
So you want to get into darts, but you're not sure how. We can definitely help with that. We're A to Z darts.com, and we've been a darts specialty store for over 30 years. We have the greatest variety of darts in the country. But don't worry, we can narrow down that selection for you, whether you're a complete beginner or a full-on expert. We developed our own Colonial brand to offer an inexpensive line of darts, dartboards, and accessories, so you can get into the game without breaking the bank. Join our amazing community by going to azdarts.com.
Listen to us cheer.
Welcome back to the Winmau 180 Extravaganza, live from Chicago.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. We are about to commence with the final of the Winmau 180 Extravaganza here in Chicago. I'm Anthony Eugenia, joined by Mark Taggart, and we are about to watch Alex Spellman take on David Cameron. Both looked impressive in their semifinals. Both came through 7-2. So give us a little take on what to watch here in the final, Mr. Mark Taggart.
Yeah, so both semis, pretty impressive. They both played very convincing and were convincing winners. 7-2, like you mentioned, was probably a statement of intent for both players. Tricky Leonard Gates, always an opponent that to be feared. Likewise, Danny's had a really good run this weekend, getting to the final of Event 4, and I think ran out of steam a little bit in the semi, but Alex was focused. He took his chances. He played well. He ran into a little bit of double trouble, particularly around double 10, but managed to find a way to get through that, and was clinical at key moments.
Scoring should be real good from both guys.
Outside.
I was able to grab 2 seconds with both of them there before they headed in, and they're both really happy with where their game's at. Alex is focused and he's happy with the scoring. He mentioned that specifically. Sure. We talked about the scoring of David Cameron and then the finishing, so I think that's where this could be won and lost.
I have to say, you know, if I had to tip anybody in terms of scoring, I'd give it to Cameron. And we talked about his finishing. I might have to, you know, give finishing a tip to Cameron as well. So that would lead you to say, if I had to tip somebody for the match, it might very well be David Cameron.
It's usually you putting me on the spot to tip someone, so I'm glad you're...
I took the heat off of Mark. I usually put him on the griddle. I mean, that's just saying, in theory, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're calling the match, you know, even Steven up and down, but just analysis of, you know, both players coming in looking good, mind you, but just to sort of see what I see.
I did like Spellman. We talked about it, how he looked a little more comfortable than he did against Jeff Springer when we saw him on the stream earlier today.
Yeah, you picked that up right away. It was not even 2 legs in, and you said vastly different Alex than we saw earlier today.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm not sure what he did in between the 2 events, like you said, if there was a bit of self-reflection, a bit of analysis, or a bit more practice. But
combination of all of it, right? Just sort of, you know, like Phil Taylor used to always famously say.
He's back in here straight away.
139.
You know, go hit the practice board and make things right. And I'm sure Alex gave that some consideration.
For sure. He kicks us off here at 139 to open us up in this grand finale of event number 5.
64.
Now, the one thing that I would say is he'll not get away with missing clumps of doubles against David Cameron like he did against Danny Lowby.
180.
And second visit from Spellman, that's a 180.
Fill it up.
I think Cameron will be
50.
there to punish him if he does miss some of those doubles.
Oh, I completely concur. Yeah, as you can tell, pretty high on the David Cameron that we're seeing today.
142.
Beautiful opening leg here from Alex Spellman. Keeping that scoring train running. This is a possible 10 darter coming in.
Exactly. If this first dart goes in, I would clearly call it a statement of
49.
intent.
Alex, you require 40. Game shot.
And
in the first
there
leg.
it is, a 10 dart leg
Second
to
leg
kick us
is
off
David
here in the
first.
final.
Game on.
With Cameron really not even getting out of the blocks in that leg.
A clear sort of like laid right on the table. This is my letter of intent on what I intend to do in this
60.
final.
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
up to you to match it.
Well, the good news is for Cameron, that was only a hold to throw for Spellman. It wasn't on the Cameron throw. If there's a silver lining to your opponent throwing 10s and hitting that treble 4.
180.
Kevin Wilkinson said it all. Another ton 80 back-to-back legs for Spellman. If Cameron thought he was going to
100.
have this all his own way, I'm sure he's rethinking some of that right now. That's 5 perfect darts.
180.
6 perfect for Spellman. He just hit a 180. Or sorry, a 9
I'm gonna
darter.
go take a run to the restroom. I'll be
100.
right back, Mark.
Oh, yeah?
Let me know if anything interesting happens.
You'll be fine.
141 for Alex Spellman. That's it. I jinxed him.
You hear the groans from the audience there?
The tournament floor, you could hear everybody.
81.
So I saw he posted that he hit one in a virtual match that he was playing. He hit his first 9 that wasn't just him practicing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had a taste of it recently.
41. Alex, you require 60.
So 60 for a 2-0 lead. Cameron back on 200. We come back down to reality here a little bit. It's a good guide.
20.
Bends the wire. So Cameron
But exactly, Cameron back on
Wait.
200, right?
on his throw. All he can do is hit and hope.
60.
Spellman's
Alex, you require 40.
3 clear tops for a 13 darter.
Game
And
shot
there
for
it
the
is.
second leg.
13
Alex
dart
Spellman.
break a throw.
Third leg
2-0
is Alex
up.
to throw first. Game on.
Cameron goes back to the water table for a minute.
And Alex Spellman's average is 130.
It's twice
100.
It's twice Cameron's. One on 65, one on 130 after 2 legs.
$41.
It's a ominous sign for David Cameron if this continues. So the cliche of playing the board, I don't think there's
131.
anyone that epitomizes that more than Spellman. He just, his mortal enemy seems to be that board,
To
and he just wants to like
100.
own it.
beat the living daylights out of it. But it just straight on, it's me and the board, and what goes on to the left or right of me.
It's such a great thing to be able to execute, because if I
78.
do what I am programmed to do, what the other person does is almost irrelevant.
Well, I've always kind of concurred with that. But then you've got some.
180.
That's a 180 from Excalibur. You've got obviously some of the greatest players in history that'll tell you, just playing the board. No, you play the man. They're filling it up, these two.
136.
Do you agree with that change? Like, he would have. Oh, look at Cameron. 140 to leave
140.
tops.
Alex, you require
If he hits the
56.
56,
Two are cooking.
if he hits the 56, I'll
Then of
agree
course
with the
everything.
change.
Yes. If the results go in, then the decision was perfect.
So this is another 14 dart leg potential.
I'm trying to put you on the spot before we get an answer.
Game shot in the third leg.
And there you go.
Alex
The
Spellman.
56 goes in. And
Fourth leg is David to throw first. Game on.
3.
the
no.
average plummets from 130 to 119.
That was a beautiful leg of
100.
darts from Cameron, and he didn't even get a shot. When you're going to throw, like we said, 13 and 14 darters on your throw, very, very difficult for your opponent to even get near breaking you.
Mhm.
99.
Now you've talked about you must win legs and how early one can say that. Here we go.
139.
Ooh. Cameron, a must-win leg here in leg 4 for Cameron. Like, you do not, and probably just cannot go down 4-0 to a guy that's playing like this, right?
140.
Even just to break his momentum, if nothing else.
Oh, you know what I just noticed? Let's keep everybody
frozen, yeah.
updated up on Dark Connect here. The our screen is
64.
frozen a bit, so
Is your tablet done? Is
yeah,
your tablet, is your tablet as well?
Cameron's on 198 after 9, and Spellman, I'll give you his score after these 3.
Anthony, is your tablet frozen as well?
Our tablet is correct.
94.
Our tablet's
Thank you.
working just fine.
Thank you.
Production. Yep. So 198 plays 168. Cameron 198.
So that was a
60.
60. So after 12 darts, Cameron on 138.
Spellman's on the bogey here, so Cameron's going to get a shot at the
Comes the
138.
update.
3-0. Alex Spellman.
We're back with.
Okay, we're back up and running.
60.
Just right on that bottom
David, you
wire
require
here.
138.
So 138 for Cameron to open his account here in the final. Clicks the top wire of the treble.
94. Alex, you require 108.
So 108. Single treble. We'll give him a shot here.
Yep. Single for double 16.
Oh.
What did I miss?
88.
He decided to go.
David, you require 44.
Oh, I counted wrong.
Single 11 for tops. For the 108.
Oh, well, it's
24.
and normally on 108 when I see
Alex,
people
you
going
require
19s,
20.
I assume they're going to hit the 4 for 76, right? But he changed his mind.
So here's this
So
double 10.
I'm normally wrong. I wasn't exactly wrong there. Here we go. That double 5.
Game shot.
Double
the fifth
5,
leg.
just like in the
Alex
semis,
Spellman.
just more confident and,
Fifth leg is
and
Alex
just
to
pegged
throw
the
first.
double 5.
Game
A
on.
4-0 lead, another break, and it all to do here for David Cameron as he starts to shake his head, wondering just what happened here.
He's like, things went so well in the semi. I'm actually not playing terrible. I've had a couple of good
100.
legs and just didn't even get a sniff.
Yeah, he's. This is hard to live with when you know you're only going to get 4 visits to the board.
Cameron
136.
Spellman's got a very focused face.
A nice 136 opening here, but Spellman's back in that treble again.
85.
So it's hard to say, but when 85 is your opening to potentially try and steal away the darts,
135.
and it obliges.
That's just a little peek out through the blinds. That's not a lot of space.
Great 135 to back up the 136. Pulling together a good leg of darts here from Cameron in a must-win
43.
situation. You have to feel.
Well, that would at least give him a break back.
100.
So 130 after 9 darts with Spellman back in 273. So a little bit of breathing space that David has not been accustomed to so far in this match. Oh,
The calculator.
126.
pins that treble
120.
18.
David, you require
128.
130.
126.
He's going to get a shot here, you would feel.
Bullseye.
Bullseye.
105.
Outside.
Alex, you require 147.
Said it once before today, but the maximum break in snooker, the 147.
Yeah, that was on a 9 attempt, and Mark breaks out with the snooker
73.
reference. I'm like,
David,
oh,
you
good.
require 25.
This clip will go down for eternity, and we've got a snooker reference.
Game shot in the 5th leg. David
So Cameron picks up that double
6th
10.
leg is David to throw.
Huge leg of darts.
There's Ronnie
there.
O'Sullivan when you
6th
need
leg is
him.
David to throw first. David.
I've seen the clips, too.
I love it. I love it. Spellman thought it was his through there, and David quickly said, sorry,
60.
that was a break. Only starts
Let
with
him
a
throw
60,
his
though.
first 3.
Spellman's back in the red bit, though. And look at this. He looks to fill it up.
Cruising again.
Big 180 open
180.
from Alex Spellman here in leg 6. And an answer from Cameron. Yes!
180.
A reply in kind from Excalibur.
Back-to-back ton 80s from our contestants here.
$100.
Steady ton to back up that ton 80. He's already putting pressure on the Cameron throw with the ton 80.
7 scores.
Some costly darts from David Cameron. The Mickey Mantle.
That's not how you back up your ton 80, folks.
136.
There's a little snarl there from Spellman. He's turning the screw in this leg. He's sitting on 85 after 9.
140. Alex, you require 85.
Should get a
70.
shot at the bullseye.
And that it is. Bullseye.
Oh,
44.
he
He
knew
was
that
sort
was
of
before it
yeah,
left
he
his
was
body.
moving as it
114.
came out of his hand.
Yep.
Cameron, it's alive. Tops.
94.
Drags it in.
Alex, you require 41.
Chance spurned by David Cameron. So double 16 for Spellman. It's a good marker. Can he use it?
Game shot in the
And
6th
does
leg.
use it.
Alex Spellman.
5-1
7th leg is
lead
Alex to throw
for
first.
Spellman.
Game on.
And an immediate break back.
And the break. Got that break back and just sort of where
There's just no
I feel
breathing space
commanding over 100 average.
for
5-1.
Cameron at all here.
137.
And there's that 2 treble visit. Just immediately puts Cameron on the back foot and hasn't even thrown a dart in the leg yet.
59.
This has been an impressive display by Spellman so far.
$140.
140. Impressive,
So
to say the least.
the one thing that Spellman did say to me before they started here was my scoring was pretty good against Jeff Springer,
68.
but it wasn't the first 2 or 3 visits. It came in visits 4 and 5, which by then was too late.
Sure.
Boy, has he rectified that now. He's opening every leg strong, following it up, as you can see here.
95.
137, 140, and 95. Was unlucky that wasn't more.
$140.
Deflection for
Alex
Cameron.
require 129.
2 of them in the bed.
Wicked deflection there.
72.
Spellman's got lots
Double
of options.
12.
105.
Got plenty of time though. .13 dart opportunity coming in for
60.
Spellman yet again
Alex, you require
on
24.
his throw.
2 12s for Alex Spellman to go up 6-1 here in the final.
Game shot in the
He'll
7th
settle
leg.
for a 14
Alex
darter.
Spellman.
Alex Spellman
Eighth leg
is
is
1
David
leg away
first.
from
Game on.
lifting the Winmau 180 Extravaganza title here
43.
in Chicago.
You can see the tension that's getting to David now. He's dragging those darts down. Not even really threatening the treble with that visit.
59.
Just 59 though.
$140.
It would truly take something. Not miraculous that Cameron doesn't have it in the locker, but just the combination of what the afterburners that Cameron would have to turn on with Spellman
59.
somewhat collapsing. The combination of the two to see Cameron take this from 6-1 down.
Yeah, I just can't see
83.
Spellman falling off to that level where he can reel in 6 legs in the trot. Spellman basically needs just one more hole to throw somewhere here.
137.
All Cameron can do is just try to extend, like we talk about a lot. Just make
Yeah,
29.
make Alex go and win the match.
Spellman's at the poker table with the big stack. Like he's got hands that he can lose some money in, but he doesn't want it to go that far. But he's got some play if he needs it.
81.
See the reaction of that one. So he left himself on a bogey because of that, which gives
100.
David a chance. So he's going to get a shot to finish the leg before Spellman does.
Just a simple 95.
83.
Slides into the center.
Dave, you require 106.
He's going to get a shot at this. Tops for a
top.
106. And not
68.
to be.
And that was sort
Alex
of his
required
calling card in
82.
the semi. In the semi we saw those
That's how
those
you
darts go in.
That's how you put Gates to the sword.
Double 16 for the championship.
It's a perfect marker.
66.
Just inside. So 38.
Dave, you require
Does
38.
he go right at this? It looks like it. Can he use that? Slight adjustment.
Game shot the
Big,
eighth leg.
big dart.
There
Stays
you go.
alive.
Ninth leg is
Big
Alex to turn
dart.
first.
He just walked that
Middle.
third dart in. And found his target. So extend the match he does.
140.
Big ton 40 to kick us off in leg 9 here from Spellman.
83.
Not enough, you feel? Bent the wire with that one. Is he going to stay there? He is.
He's going to fit one more in.
140.
Back to back ton 40s. Spellman. He's heading towards that finish line.
He's looking to bring that average back over 100.
140.
Nice 140 response there from Cameron. Needed every point of that.
$43.
Just 43, so a slight opportunity for Cameron if he could find 2 big trebles. Can he find more?
140.
2 big trebles it is.
So down the and out first, 138 after 9. Spellman looking to take a chunk out of this and put
Move over 18s.
94.
good last
94
start
Dave,
there
you
for
require
Alex.
138.
Big darts from David
Dave
Cameron, a 138
Ninth leg,
checkout.
Dave Cameron.
Converts the Deller
10th leg,
to keep this match alive. He extends this final.
He's actually holding my breath there as he hit those.
83.
Big finish there from Cameron, and if he could hold, he'd only be 2 away from Spellman.
Just 2 away.
Well, he was 6
84.
away.
Good
Or
point.
5, I guess.
$140.
It looks like a little bit of pep. A little bit of pep in David Cameron.
138 will do that for you.
And just
180.
icy nerves.
Big,
Alex Spellman.
big ton 80 from Spellman. Just continuing to keep the
123.
pressure on David Cameron.
Cameron's trying to stick his foot in the door, keep things open, and Spellman's just smashing the door on his poor toes.
$44. Dave, you require 155.
So 155, 6 darts at it to pull one more back.
87. $81. Dave, you require 68.
David Cameron to put on another leg. 48.
It's going to get a shot at tops.
Game shot in the 10th.
Hitting
Well,
his
well,
tops.
well,
David
Mark
Cameron.
Taggart.
11th leg. is
What do we
Alex
have
first.
here?
Game on.
2 away.
We have someone on the comeback trail in the bit between his teeth, and someone else that would love to just put all this to bed right now.
121.
Great last dart there from Spellman. Opens up with a 1-2-1.
140.
Cameron is not letting this go.
140. What say you, Mr. Spellman?
Full credit to David Cameron here. Sticking in here and making
85.
a fight of this.
And your reply, Mr. Cameron.
Oh, is that the moment? Spellman can put a treble or two in here. Oh boy. You'd like to have that one back again.
76.
Good last start.
Ooh, the door's not slammed as shut as it seems.
Got a 100-point lead minus these. And no
41.
treble again, so a 42 and a 41 subsequent visits from Cameron equals 219 and 6 for Alex, should he need them. Just look downstairs with the last
140.
Stay there. So I personally would have liked to see the 19 and would have
41.
been 80
Alex, you require
versus
79.
79.
60
Either
left.
way, single for
Double top for the title.
Game shot.
And there it is.
And the match.
Alex Spellman
And
beats
your
David
2023
Cameron
Winmau
7-4.
180 Extravaganza champion, Alex Spellman.
Great display there from Alex Spellman. We see a little smile. Started off like a house on fire. Didn't look back. Rallied. A bit of a comeback from David Cameron.
Oh, I hate decimals. I wanted to see the match report. It says 99.84 for Spellman. So we'll call that nearly 100.
A dominant display there in the
Oh,
final.
absolutely. I mean, insanely earned, played well all day, impressive in the semis. You know, you talked about it in that first half of that final. Just really gave David Cameron just nowhere to go, no air to breathe. There was just nothing for David to do. Even Cameron puts up a little bit of a fight back, but there was just only so much to claw back.
Yeah, you know, he was just clinical on that 5-visit approach that we talked about on his throw. You know, finishing in 13 darts and 14 darts. And like you said, Cameron would almost have to play perfect in order to even sort of stand a chance there.
So congratulations goes out to Alex Spellman, his second tour championship this year, and he is your Winmau 180 Extravaganza winner. So congratulations to him. Want to quickly say thanks to everybody out there that watched today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to all the players that participated. Want to thank our sponsors again. Winmau, Galaxy Barrel Design, A2ZDarts.com, Cosmo Darts, Boomerang Tours, Hitcore, the Professional Darts Corporation, and Dart Connect. So a reminder, join us tomorrow, Mark, as we close this thing out. The Cosmo Darts Classic is going to come to you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central. We'll get the tournament and our feature stream kicked off both at the same time. So 11 a.m. tomorrow, Sunday, for the Cosmo Darts Classic. So on behalf of my partner, great job today, Mark. Thank you, Mark Taggart, the entire CDC crew. This is Anthony Eugenius signing off.